Said 17's too young to know what love's about. They've been together 58 years now. That's crazy. He brought home $67 a week. Bought a little 2-bedroom house on Maple Street, where she blessed him with 6 more mouths to feed. Now that's crazy. Just ask him how he did it. He'll say pull up a seat. It'll only take a minute to tell you everything. Be a best friend, tell the truth, and overuse I love you. Go to work, do your best, don't outsmart your common sense. Never let your praying knees get lazy, and love like crazy. They called him crazy when he quit his job. They said them home computers, boy, they'll never take off. Well, he sold his one-man shop to Microsoft, and they paid like crazy. Just ask him how he made it. He'll tell you faith and sweat, and the heart of a faithful woman who never let him forget. Be a best friend, tell the truth, and overuse I love you. Go to work, do your best, don't outsmart your common sense. Never let your praying knees get lazy, and love like always treat your woman like a lady. Never get too old to call her baby. Never let your praying knees get lazy, and love like crazy. Now, ain't that crazy?
Something must have gone wrong in my brain. Got your chemicals all in my veins. Feeling all the highs, feel all the pain.
It's time for Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and online at 937themix.com. Watch live on cpg-tv.com or on our YouTube channel, WHS Announce. The Warriors will take on Northwood. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty, Pizza King, Syracuse Glass, State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman, Lake City Bank, Chubby's Pub and Grub, Brook Point Inn, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Pilcher's Shoes, Oakwood Resort, Shop Off's Drive-In, Foyle Plumbing, Goshen Home Medical, 1950 Signs and Graphics, and Sox Marina. Now let's take you to Warrior Field with tonight's call. Here is Alan Koblenz and Jamie McAdams.
It's Football Friday. Beautiful night for football, Jamie, as we have the Northwood Panthers invading the Warrior Field. Both teams kind of on a different path.
Yes,
right
they
now.
are. Good to be back after a week off, feeling better, and hopefully the Warriors are feeling better and
Absolutely.
do some good things tonight and make this interesting contest.
So Northwood comes in 4-0, number 4 in the 4A coaches poll. Wawasee looking for their first victory of the season. So we're about that midway point, and both teams really kind of at this point have different aspirations.
They sure do. The Warriors looking for that first win. Did score 28 last week against Concord, but defensively just couldn't hold it. Really seemed like a talented quarterback down there, and there's probably the best quarterback in the conference tonight in Bronson Yoder to deal with.
Yeah. Northwood, we'll talk about it and get to it a little bit more in our pregame show here, but Northwood's going to try to pound it down our throat. Northwood's going to try to run the ball 80, 90% of the time, and unless we stop it, they're not going to change.
Exactly, and they'll eat clock up, and our defense will get tired, and so we have to do something offensively to move the ball and eat some of the clock ourselves, hopefully. We'll have a little chat with Coach Esbach coming up here, and he alluded to those things earlier. So
yeah. Got a lot to get to on our pregame show here, and before we do, we'll come back and talk about the conference matchups for the night. We'll talk about that interview with Coach Eschbach. But we'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse. Offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Welcome back to Warrior Field. A beautiful night for football as both teams are on the field warming up right now. Welcome to the pregame show. Northwood has invaded the Warrior Field. Let's talk a little bit about NLC action. Last week in the NLC, Northwood took care of Goshen 43-14. Warsaw Memorial, close game there. Warsaw comes out ahead 14-7. Great game also with Northridge and Plymouth. 37-34. Northridge comes out on top of that one.
It's kind of an upset, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. But that Northridge team, they lost a lot of players. But we were real impressed when we saw them down here. And again, our good buddy Tom Wagman does a great job with them.
Absolutely.
And then Wawasee was up at Concord, scored 28, like you mentioned, lost 49-28 though. So as we look forward to this week's games, we obviously know that Northwood is here at Warrior Field playing. Elsewhere, we've got Warsaw at Northridge. That'll be another really good game. You've got both teams undefeated. No, excuse me, Warsaw lost that overtime game. I don't know if you heard about that, but supposedly, according to the Warsaw people, in that game over at Plymouth, the field goal was wide left, but the officials gave it to the Plymouth in overtime, and that's how they lost. So take that what you will, coming
I'd like
from.
To see the highlights of
exactly,
that
yeah. We've got Goshen at Concord. Concord should be able to take care of business there. And then Elkhorn Memorial, much improved team this year. We won't play them till later in the season. They'll go over to Plymouth to play the Rockies over there.
That could be a good game. Memorial's got a lot of speed. So,
they do. They really do.
In area games around locally, Fairfield, who's really having a rough year this year, low numbers. They're playing over at West Noble, who's had their first loss last week.
Yeah.
Whitco struggling as well, and they're at Tip Valley. Both teams looking for a victory. Fremont's at Central Noble, and then Culver Academy will be over at Triton. And as far as the NLC standings, Northwood's top of the pack, 4-0. Again, they're ranked 4th in the 4A coaches poll. Northridge, Warsaw 3-1. Concord and Plymouth 2-2. Goshen's 1-3, along with Elkhart Memorial, and the Warriors are pulling up the rear at 0-4, looking for their first victory.
And what a huge upset it would be. And we'll get more into that when we talk about the keys of the game when you got a team that's top of the conference versus a team bottom conference. When you're at the bottom, everything has to go right for you.
Exactly. And, we're playing at home on our home field, so that's an advantage. But we got to bring it tonight. I had a chance to talk to Coach Eschbach early this morning before school. And we had a nice little interview, and he's got some interesting things to say. So we're going to play that interview now, and you can see what the coach has to say. And he's also going to introduce you to some of his staff. Hey, Coach, good morning. Another Friday, football Friday. Nice thing. Things haven't probably gone the way you'd like, obviously, but, every week's a new week. And, when you start on a Friday morning, there's excitement in the air and hope for better things. And so we wish you all the best tonight. As we reach the midpoint of the season, can you identify some of the areas of progress that you think you've observed in your football team? Hadn't been in wins, obviously, but you got to start slow and work your way up.
Well, and like you said, every week is a new week, and as the week begins, so last Friday ends, we finished with our JV game on Saturday.
Hey, Coach, good morning. Another Friday, football Friday. Nice thing. Things haven't probably gone the way you'd like, obviously, but, every week's a new week. And, when you start on a Friday morning, there's excitement in the air and hope for better things. And so we wish you all the best tonight. As we reach the midpoint of the season, can you identify some of the areas of progress that you think you've observed in your football team? Hadn't been in wins, obviously, but you got to start slow and work your way up.
Well, and like you said, every week is a new week, and as the week begins, so last Friday ends, we finished with our JV game on Saturday. Sundays, we spend the entire Sunday working on preparation stuff, and so you come up with a game plan. That you feel like if we do these things, that's going to be enough to beat the next opponent, whoever that opponent is. So then obviously during the week, you work on those things. And so as we look back from the beginning of the year to now, the tempo that we have in practice, the types of things that we do in practice are a lot faster paced than they were obviously week one. The big thing for us, I think, that's frustrating is we're not seeing progress sometimes in the little things, and that is, going to the line and knowing what the play is it's called. I felt like, Friday night, there was a couple times where we had big play potential, and we just got on the line and wasn't real sure what the play was, and then obviously didn't execute the play the way it needed to be, and it didn't really cost us anything, but those are plays that were big play potential that we didn't take care of. And so the frustrating thing for me is every single week it is something different here, something different here, something different there. So it's hard to pinpoint. And we've spent some time this week really working on, how to correct some of those things. And we're at a point of the year where we have to see improvement. Sure. But the reality is sometimes you don't see that until you're in the middle of a game or in the middle of the fire when things are going at a real fast tempo and pace. You don't know if you've fixed them or not. So we feel like we've taken steps to do some of those things, but we won't know until we're in the middle of a game.
And if I'm hearing you right, I think what you're saying is in a game like last week, 49-28, you finally put some points on the board, but there are opportunities maybe where a couple more touchdowns and a couple better things defensively. Now we're in an even game. We got a chance to win.
For us, we felt like if we would have just played the first half, we felt like we came out and instead of making things happen, we were just hoping things would happen. And, we started the first drive, we had to punt, ended up with a procedure penalty, which was really costly because Concord fumbled the punt. So where we would have had the ball somewhere on their 35, wow, we brought it back to, our 15 and had to repunt. And it's just little things like that we sort of just...
Do you think with a young team, obviously, part of that's just confidence that you go into the game and, Concord's been a perennial power for years and can we really play with these guys? And then it takes a few minutes for them to settle in and say, hey, yeah, we can play with them, but we made a lot of mistakes in that few minutes and put ourselves in a hole.
It does. I mean, I think you're exactly right. I mean, I think that has to be a factor. The unfortunate thing is I don't think Wawasee has beaten Concord in 13 or 14 years, something like that.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So none of these kids have had the opportunity to beat Concord, and so that certainly plays a factor into that. But for us, we have to really look at how do we do things better, and how do we make our own breaks rather than worry about who our opponent is. Right. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, moving on here, we've got about 10 minutes. We get to talk to you every week, and the people get to listen to you and hear what you have to say and your thoughts. But, it takes a whole team of coaches to really get a football team going. And if you could just talk a little bit about your staff, at least their names and their roles
Sure,
that they fill,
sure.
So the folks out there kind of know who the staff is.
Right. And, as we started the summer and, back when I played in the early 90s, football really just didn't start until two-a-days started, at the end of July or 1st of August. And football has changed, and I think there's a lot of positive things. But the summer program that we have to put in place, includes 7-on-7s, includes now we can do some 11-on-11 scrimmage stuff. And then also your strength and conditioning program. And so,
sure.
We had some coaches not come back late. So we went through two-a-days with basically 3 coaches.
Wow.
So that kind of put us behind the 8 ball here a little bit. But our staff, Brad Stutzman is calling our defense. John Reedaboo is calling our special teams. Matt Slusher is back, and he's helping with JV. He's in the box and sort of is our eyes on Friday nights. Andy Zapes is new to the staff, and he is calling the defense for the JV. Mark Osmolowski is calling the offense for the JV, and then JJ Perry's helping with the offensive line and helping with JV as well.
Great. So I know I don't know a lot of those gentlemen, and probably not a lot of them are teachers here.
Right.
And consistency in a coaching staff is huge, and when you have changeover all the time, that makes it even tougher on you, the head coach, and for the kids as well. So at least we know who the coaches are, and I know they're doing a great job. And one of the things I noticed a lot in calling these home games is that regardless of the outcome, it appears to me that the kids are playing hard to the very end, and you got to be happy with that.
The thing that I really, really enjoy about these guys is they want to win, and I think they truly believe, and we all have to. That's called being a competitor. Is going into each and every game knowing, believing that we're going to win, and that's vital. And so for us, these guys are going to compete. They're going to do everything that you ask them to do. They're as frustrated as the coaches when little things here, little things there. And we really tell them we're in this thing together. As coaches, we want to win. We sacrifice time with our families. Just everything during a football season in your mind is surrounded by how can I make my team better? What can we do to win? Those kinds of things. And the kids are the same way. And so we all want to win. We're all frustrated. We're all wishing we were in a different situation. But, as we tell them, in a lot of things in life, they're not always going to work the way they want. There's going to be times when you just have to keep chopping wood. You just have to keep plugging away and know that if you continue to do the things that you're asked to do and you're improving every single week, even if the improvement is not as much as you want, that eventually something good's going to happen, and that's where we're at. We're not far away. I think really it's simple. We've got to win the first quarter. We've got to win first and second down on offense. And if we can do that, then all of a sudden I think we can sustain some drives, not put our defense in a tough situation. So I'm really proud of our kids, but they're competitors and they're winners, and we expect them to play hard, and we just got to fix some things earlier and be a first half team maybe instead of a second half team.
Well, that's proven out in the games. I mean, they do. They play hard. They play to the very end, and adversity knocks all the time in life, and these are good life lessons for them, and they're not always fun, but
Right.
down the road, I think they'll pay off for you.
Right. And the thing is, in society anymore, everybody wants to point the finger and blame somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And for us right now, it's really, really important for us to look inside at ourselves and say, how can I be better? How can I trust someone else? How can I be trusted? Those are some things that we've really talked about the last couple weeks, because I think in a lot of ways, some of our errors are either we're not trustworthy in what we're supposed to do, or we're not trusting other people. I think that's really, really valuable for us to really work on. And those are things that has nothing to do with football, but if I don't always trust the guy next to me, then I feel like maybe I have to do my job and his. And that's where sometimes breakdowns occur. And so, like I said, those things don't show up in a stat sheet or things like that. Those are little things that are vital to success on Friday nights.
Sure, and when you're having a lot of adversity, a lot of times people try to do more than they're capable of, and then they get out of position, and that causes the whole thing to fall apart.
Sure.
But that's a learning experience. Hey, tonight you've got Northwood.
Yep.
They come in 4-0, they're perennial power. They're leading the NLC. And what can you tell us without giving too much away about the Panthers?
They're a little undersized compared to what I think they've been in the past. And so, they're a team probably that is a good matchup for us in the fact that, I felt like on offensive, defensive lines, we've been considerably outweighed every single week.
Sure.
And so this week that won't be the case. But Bronson Yoder is do everything for them. And, the ball goes through him on offense the majority of the time. They've set their offense up to make sure that wherever he lines up on the field, they're going to try to get him the ball. So for us, the number one key is we've got to stop him. and we've got to make sure. I don't know if we can stop them, but we've got to contain them and keep away from the big plays. I felt like when they've been rolling, they've had big plays. So if we can just keep those big plays, at a minimum, and again for us, we've got to come out and play in the first quarter, build on that into the second quarter, and sustain some drives. But they're aggressive. I think they're fast, both offensively and defensively, and so we really have to communicate well. But they've had an outstanding season so far, and right now, if you're looking at sort of a player of the year in our conference, I think it begins and ends with Bronson Yoder.
Okay. How, as far as them offensively, defensively, offense, do they throw, or do they kind of 50-50 throw and run, or?
No, they're run,
and so get him the ball and
then
running.
they'll suck you in and make a little dump over your head.
Okay.
And so they do play two quarterbacks. They'll play Yoder at quarterback, and then they play a sophomore as well. He's a little bit more of a passer, and so but ideally, I think if you look at percentages, and I don't have those in front of me, but they're probably 80-20
run versus pass. And then defensively, can you bring a couple more guys into the box to maybe halt that run? But then you got to be leery of the dink and dunk over their heads.
Well, and at this point, it's that classic example of we've got to do everything we can to make sure that Yoder doesn't beat us.
Yeah.
If we can slow him down, if we can just kind of keep big plays at a minimum, then it's going to be somebody else going to have to beat us.
Well, my last question was keys to the game, but I think you pretty well answered. You got to stop Bronson Yoder, and in my mind, again, line play is going to be critical.
Yep.
And the other thing is, if you can offensively run some clock and keep your defense off the field, I think that would help too, because it seems they get worn out. Playing defense. So
running backs have to hit the holes, linemen have to make some holes, receivers, if we're running to the perimeter, they've got to get some blocks there. We've got to be able to sustain drives, which means run the ball and choose some clock.
Well, hey, I appreciate your time. I wish you a lot of luck tonight, and it's a new day.
Yep.
And by the end of tonight, a big upset over Northwood would certainly help a lot of things.
It would make a lot of us sleep a little bit better tonight.
Absolutely. Good luck, Coach.
All right,
Thanks
you.
a lot.
We'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse, proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466, or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse, 574-457-8300, or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster, offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes, and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster. 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort. located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The waterfront restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back to Warrior Field. Northwood at Wawasee. Both teams are on the field, Alan, and we'll quickly run through the starting lineups. You want to do Northwood first?
Yeah, let me hit Northwood's offense. When they're on offense, Yoder's going to be the quarterback. Their two running backs will be Miller and Neshta. Of the receivers, they'll have Malone, Burkholder, and Lone. Big guys on the line, you got a Josh Miller and a Zach Miller. Engelmeyer, Michael, and Marshall will fill out the line. When Northwood's on defense, the line is going to be Burkholder, Lone, and Michael. Their three linebackers are going to be Bontrager, Malone, and Meshstock. DBs for them will be Miller, Newcomer, Yoder. And then they got Snyder and Lehman also in there. They run kind of a unique defense in that they're kind of they got a few guys they call hybrid guys in there. What about for the Warriors on the starters?
For the Warriors on offense, we've got LaJoyce, left tackle, Castro, left guard, Slusher's the center, Gregory's right guard, right tackles Isaiah Tipping, Eschbach will be our quarterback, Aaron Evans in the backfield as a running back. Our wideouts are Slaybaugh and Hepler. Tight end is Stephen Hans, and our wide receiver is Gabe Moore. Defensively, Hepler will be our safety, Slaybaugh and Landeris are our corners. Defensive line has Tipping, Wright, Conley, Gregory, and Slusher. And our linebacking core is Evans, Pete, and Levi Brown.
Beautiful night for football. Great crowd out here. Everybody's hyped up for the game. We've got about a 30-second break that we're going to take right here, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff on Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
With Jamie McAdams, I'm Alan Koblenz bringing you a Wawasee Warrior Football tonight from Warrior Field. The Warriors are hosting the Northwood Panthers. Northwood comes in 4-0, Jamie, and number 4 in the state. Wawasee looking for their first win.
Yep, and we've got our strong kicker out there ready to kick off. Northwood will be receiving at the east end of the field. The Warriors will be kicking off from the western side. Bright sunshine, beautiful night for football. Let's have a good one.
Johnson toes it up. Kicks it deep. It's going to come down right about the goal line, and that's going to go into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback where Northwood will take over first possession of the game, 20-yard line.
Well, another nice, strong kick by our senior kicker.
And Braden's done a nice job. You mentioned before we were talking off the air, Braden unfortunately hasn't had a lot of opportunities to kick field goals this year. Hopefully tonight we'll get him in. Well, I mean, you really don't want him to. You want to score more touchdowns. But nonetheless, he is a good weapon for the Warriors.
We'd like him kicking extra points, but also he is a strong weapon as a field goal kicker. So
yeah, and unfortunately he's been used a lot as a punter as well. A good punter for us, helps flip the field. But again, we'd rather see him kicking extra points and field goals.
As Coach said earlier today, key here is we have to contain their quarterback, Bronson Yoder, so we'll see what we can do.
Northwood's going to come out in a two-receiver set to each side. Yoder's going to be in the shotgun formation with a wing back to his left with the right guy coming in motion. They're going to hit the guy in motion around the left end. He's got a good hole outside. He's getting across the 25-yard line. That's where he's going to be taken down by the Warrior defense.
Decent contain out there. He did gain about 6 yards.
That was Jaden Miller, number 7 on the carry for Northwood, and Northwood's going to go in a hurry-up offense. As soon as the officials get it spotted, they're going to go for it. Looks like about a 7-yard gain on that, bringing second and third from, they're going to mark it at the 27-yard line. Similar formation to what they had last time with Yoder in the shotgun. This time we're going to run the fake to the handoff and going to be a little dump pass out to the flats. Makes the first man miss, gets across the first down marker. Is going to be taken down about the 34-yard line. Northwood's going to move the chains.
Well, 2 plays and 1 run and 1 pass, so that's 50-50 so far. They're supposed to be a strong running team. So
probably just threw it about 4 or 5 yards that time. Just a little dump pass to the wing back, came out of the backfield. And again, that misdirection play to Miller, the exact same play we saw on first down, except this time they faked the handoff to him. Northwood up to the line again quickly. Going to one receiver to the right with Miller in motion. Ball's on the ground. Looks like the Warriors may have that one.
May have that one.
I think Bronson got on it.
He got it.
Low snap at Bronson's feet, and Yoder was able to follow on that, but the Warriors are right there. That's going to knock him back 5 yards. Yeah. Second down and 15.
Well, that would have been nice to be able to.
Oh, that would have been a big change. That's a 29-yard line. We'd have been in business right there. And those are the things that have to happen. One of the keys to the game is, how do the Warriors do the little things? And when you want to get an upset, you have got to make every little thing count.
No
Second down with Bronson Yoder getting the handoff to the left-hand side. He's got to beat you through the hole. He's got a nice hole there. The running back that time was Malone. They're going to give him 10 yards on that as he falls down at the 40-yard line, getting 10 of that 15 back on that play right there, bringing up third and a long 4, short 5. Northwood up quickly. Yoder's going to keep it himself around the left edge, and he's got 2 blockers out in front. Warriors contain him initially and take him out of bounds right there at the 42-yard line. Good support on the edge that time. That's going to be about a yard or so short of the first down. Decision time for Northwood is they're at the 43-yard line of their own 43, and it looks like they're keeping the offense out there. This will be a big stop for the Warriors if they come up with this. This is where you got to have good penetration. Northwood's going to send 1 receiver to each side of the field, and Yoder's going to wait for the play. Kind of gave a hard count to see if he could draw the defense off, and now he gets the signal from the sideline, as many teams do these days. Yoder in the shotgun formation, awaits a snap, and he's going to keep him himself and go up the middle. He's got a hole right there, and he makes one man miss, and he gets up to the 50-yard line. Gain of 7 on 4th down for Northwood to move the chains again.
The Warriors are holding tough, but they're, it looks like they've got a couple guys around them at the line of scrimmage, and they're sneaking through and gaining an extra 3 or 4 yards. Brings a first down right at the 50-yard line for Northwood. 9:43 to go in the first quarter, no score.
First possession of the game for either team. Northwood got the ball at the 20-yard line to open the game. Marched out to the 50-yard line now, where they'll set up first down and 10. Yoder back in the shotgun formation with a single wing back to his right-hand side. He's going to receive the ball. Ball's on the ground again. And I can't tell who has it, another scrum, but that's the second time that Northwood has put it on the ground. And unfortunately for the Warriors, the second time that Northwood recovers that.
Well, we had 3 guys right there, and the ball just took a funny bounce and it went back to the Northwood player.
It's one of those, he fakes a handoff to the running back, and he doesn't quite get it out there quick enough, hits the hip of the running back, and the ball flies out. Again, got to make those plays.
Got to have a break fall our way.
So 2nd and 14, back to the 46-yard line of Northwood. Bronson Yoder in the shotgun formation. It looked like they had a guy moving early, but there's no flag on that. He holds to himself, and he gets hit at the line of script, gets hit about the first down marker, and then falls forward. They're going to give him 7 yards on that.
Yeah, they hit him right at
just a strong run
at the 50-yard line, which was the original line of scrimmage, and he carried the guys for almost 4 yards.
Yeah, that's a good strong run. And as Coach talked about in the pregame, Yoder is going to be the key to this game for both teams. Northwood wants to get him going, and Wawasee's got a key on him to shut him down. We're going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Ball's between the 46.5-yard line. Northwood's going to send 1 receiver to the right-hand side. They got 2 wing backs. Yoder's going to give the handoff to the right-hand side. Good penetration by the defense. And is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but the Northwood running back, I think that was Malone that time, goes ahead forward, and they're going to give him 3 yards. We're going to bring up a 4th and 3. 2nd, 4th down, and Northwood's going to go for. This time it's on Wawasee's 43. A little safer for them to go for it this time.
4th and 3. Big play for the Warriors.
Again, we got to make these kind of plays if we're going to have a chance in this game, and then we got to get good penetration, and then we got to take the guy down. Northwood's going to run the same formation they've had last time. They got one running back to the right-hand side, and Yoder's going to get back the pass. But hits the guy and incomplete. Good penetration by the Warrior defense that time. Number 88, R.J. Wright was in there. Forced Bronson to throw that high, and the Warriors defense is held. They're going to take over the ball right there at the 43-yard line.
Yeah. R.J. got a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and Yoder felt that one.
That's a good clean hit.
Yeah,
that's the kind of hit you want to have right between the rib cage, helmet up. There wasn't any head down on that. So the Warriors get the ball now on their own 43-yard line. Good stop by the defense that time.
Yeah.
It's got to give the offense a little bit of momentum.
Key to the game again. Now we need to control the ball offensively here, take some time off the clock, and get some points.
Yeah, Eschbach's going to be in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand off to the left-hand side, and good hole for Pete right there. He cuts across the 50-yard line, and he's going to have 10 yards on that.
I think he's got a first down, Alan.
Sure enough. Keenan Pete was on carry that time. Just did a simple handoff around the left-hand side and had a nice hole. There was no Northwood defender till about 10 yards out.
Yeah. If we could run the ball like that tonight, we'll be
that'd
all
be
right.
huge.
Yeah.
46-yard line of Wawasee, 1st and 10, first quarter clock running 7 minutes. First possession for Wawasee, no score right now. Eschbach's going to hand off this time to Pete going to the right-hand side, and better penetration by the Northwood defense that time, and he's going to scramble just to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lose a yard. We're going to spot him.
They're a little slow to hit the hole that time, and that allowed the defense to get into the backfield. So we lost probably, a yard on that play?
Yeah, they're going to lose a yard, and maybe it's a strong yard. We'll just call it a yard. So the 48-yard line is where Wawasee has the ball, 2nd and 11 from that position. They're going to send two receivers to the right-hand side, and as most of the time they do, Eschbach is in the shotgun formation. They've got a tight end quick to the left-hand side who comes in motion now. Bring both tight ends to the right-hand side as they're overloading the right-hand side. Eschbach's going to hand off to Pete again to the right-hand side. He's got blockers out in front, and this time he's going to be hit initially, and from that point he's going to move forward across the 45-yard line. He's going to come down at the 43-yard line. Another good game.
He gained about 3, and he drove 2 guys for a couple more yards, so we're coming up on 3rd, and it looks like about 6 or 7.
Coach talked about manageable third downs, and this is a manageable one. We're at 6 yards strong, maybe 7. 3rd down is 7. 43-yard line. A lot of plays are open for you at this point right here. So Eschbach's going to have Pete in the backfield with him as he comes out of the shotgun formation. He has 2 receivers to his left and then 1 receiver out to his right with Dylan Hepler with single coverage. He's going to look right to Dylan Hepler, who runs an out pattern, and looked like the defender was all over him. But good defense out there by Northwood as the ball falls incomplete.
You got a hand on it.
Peyton Snyder was on defense for Northwood, and the Warriors looks like they're going to go for it right now.
And you really got nothing to lose. I mean, this is a game where you got to do everything right, and you might as well gamble a little bit.
So 4th down, we're going to say it's 7 yards to go for the Warriors. Similar position to where Northwood was at on the 43-yard line of the opponent. Eschbach's going to come to the sideline and may call a timeout on this as they have some confusion on the play of that.
Timeout.
All right, so we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Coyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Coyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Coyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Jamie McAdams alongside Alan Comas here. We're first quarter action. Both teams have had the ball. Northwood got a couple first downs and then defense held. Nice job on 4th down of stopping them. Wawasee's now faced with a 4th and 7 on the 43 Northwood 43. Big play as the Warriors called timeout. Kind of a little confusion. Make sure they get the play right.
Well, you're probably looking at a pass with 7 yards to go. Or there's a possibility of a pooch kick.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen Eschbach do that this year yet, but he may go a little deeper and take it and pooch it back there without any return men back there. But I like the aggressiveness. If you're looking for a win, you gotta try things as coach.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yep, exactly. So Eschbach's going to be in shotgun formation by himself. Wawasee's going to send 3 receivers to the left, and you got Stacks on the right. Eschbach's probably going to see a blitz out of this formation as he's pointing out guys that are up at the line for Northwood. Play clock down to 15 seconds. Eschbach gets the snap, and he's got pressure. He goes across the middle, and the ball's going to be deflected right there. Defensive lineman got a hand across it, and he had Hans open across the middle.
They sure did, and they just got their hand up and tipped the ball. And it still almost fell to Hans as he was laid on the ground.
Yeah, it did.
Nice play by Northwood. They turn the ball over. They'll take it over at their own 43, 1st and 10.
So both teams have had a possession. Both teams have been turned over on downs. Really, both of them were at the 43-yard line when it happened. And second possession this time for Northwood. Northwood's going to send a receiver to the left-hand side, and they run the
same setup.
Yes, they got 2 wing backs, and then they have a running back. Wing back comes in motion, and he's going to get the handoff up the middle, and he's got a big hole right there. As the Warriors meet him about 5 yards across, or after about 5 yards, hit at the 50-yard line. Going to mark it actually down at the 50-yard line as well, as Jaden Miller was ball carrier for Northwood.
They brought it back a yard. I thought he actually got over to the 49, but it'll be 2nd and 4 at that point for Northwood.
Those familiar with it's the old wing tee where you've got 2 guys that are lined up just off the tackles. They got 1 running back, and those 2 guys that are lined up the tackle will come in motion, and all that motion creates chaos in the backfield. This time again, there's a lot of motion back there, and he's going to go down again. Bronson Yoder faked the handoff, and defensive end for Wawasee came around.
34 was Damon Conley.
Damon Conley had a nice tackle on that one as Yoder faked the handoff and was standing back there to pass, and good penetration by the Warrior defense. That's going to take them back to the 45-yard line where they got a 3rd and 7, almost 8 coming up from that position.
Another key defensive play here for the Warriors. Get a stop, and we got good field position again. So
they're going to break a little bit of tendency here, and they're going to send 2 receivers to the right-hand side with Yoder still in the shotgun formation. No guys in the backfield with him with 2 H-backs, and this time they're going to hand off to 25 across there.
Wow.
That's Malone. Got Malone and Miller as their 2 main running backs, and Malone's going to move the chains. That was a big hole that he had. A simple handoff, and with 8 yards to go, I think he got 12 out of that as they moved down into the 43-yard line of Wawasee.
They actually had number 5 Nate Newcomer at quarterback that last play, and he's in there again.
You're right, I missed that.
Yep.
So with the newcomer at the quarterback, you mentioned that Coach had saw that in film. They got Yoder lining up as one of the H-backs, and this is where Yoder comes in motion, and they're going to give it to him on the handoff coming around. He makes the first man miss, and then he gets leveled across the 38-yard line. Good hit by the Warriors there, but it's going to be another 5 yards on first down for Northwood.
Good pop put on there by, I believe, number 20 for the Warriors.
Newcomer's a sophomore, 5'10",
Levi Brown.
160-pound sophomore, and as you mentioned, he's more of a thrower, but at this point, he's in there running the show. Give Yoder a little bit of time off. So 2 guys are going to be split out to the right-hand side. They're going to keep the ball this time, and it's going to be met as it crosses the 35-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about a yard, bringing up a 3rd and 1 from the 34-yard line for Northwood.
It really makes them multidimensional when they can move Yoder around because he's such a great athlete.
Yeah.
And you always want to get the ball in your playmaker's hands, and they can do it in a variety of different ways with him. So 3rd and that's a strong 1-yard line, maybe 2 for the first down.
So Northwood's guaranteed two down territory here as they're going to send 2 receivers to the right-hand side, and they're going to have 2 H-backs beside Newcomer as Malone comes in motion. He fakes a handoff, and he's running. He's got a lot of pressure out there. He's got a man open as he hits Malone out in the flats across the 30 down at the 24-yard line where Kean Pete brings him down, but Northwood's going to have enough for another first down.
Damon Conley got to him just
missed him,
short of before he released the ball, and so they completed the pass for a first down. We've got a quick score in here. Allen Concord leaves Goshen 7-0 in the first quarter. We got 1st and 10 at the Warrior 24 for Northwood. 2:32 left in the first quarter, no score.
So Yoder comes back on the field. He's going to be running an H-back position right now. Newcomer's going to fake the handoff, and he's got to go across the deep middle, and he's got Yoder open down the field, and it's a touchdown.
Nice
that was a beautiful
pass.
throw right there, and Yoder is on the receiving end of the Newcomer pass as he went up high to go get that one over the Wawasee safety, and Northwood is first to score.
Newcomer's a nice quarterback as well, but again, you got Yoder, and he does everything for him.
Yoder's out of the H-back position that time, and he just kind of ran a post pattern, open across the middle as he beat the safety and went up high to get that one. Looks like Northwood's going to go for 2 right now as they've got their offense still on the field. Newcomer stays in at quarterback. Shotgun formation, and he's going to be running to his right-hand side with blockers there, and he's going to walk into the end zone for 2 points right there as Northwood takes an 8-0 lead with 2:26 on the first quarter clock. So Northwood's first to strike tonight, taking an early 8-0 lead as a second possession. Started at their 43-yard line, and a couple first downs later, Northwood is on the scoreboard.
We're in a familiar position, so we're going to play from behind, and a long way to go.
And this is where you have to rally the troops, where you guys say, all right, they got first score, that we're going to have to come back now, and we're going to have to take our second possession and march the ball a little bit with them.
That's where the two fumbles that were potentially
absolutely
not recovered by us could have been huge to maybe give us a chance to get out in front for a change. So
yeah, you have to have those. You have to take advantage of those miscues and those opportunities that are presented to you when you're the team that's the underdog.
Warriors have Cameron Salazar and Dylan Hepler back deep, and they also have Key and Pete on one side.
So they'll be deep to receive the kick from Northwood. Northwood is going to tee it up, and they're going to run number 89, Jerson Sanchez, or something close to that. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I believe so, Jerson.
Yeah.
He is a junior, and unlike our West Noble player that
exactly
was mismarked, this kid
5'7" freshman.
Yeah, this guy's a 5'7" junior. So he's teeing up. Here he comes.
All right, so the Warriors are deep, receive that, and the ball's going to come down. And it's going to be to Salazar to the 5-yard line. He's going to receive it about the 7-yard line with blockers in front. And he's going to come to the right, trying to get around the right edge as he hits the 20-yard line. Going to be tackled at the 24-yard line, where Warriors will set up on first down. Good field position, not bad one on that.
Cameron Salazar is a good young player.
Yeah.
Quick, not a real big kid, but very athletic, good speed. And from what I understand, he's going to be a really good basketball player for us, too. So,
those that are from the Wawasee community know the Joe Salazar, and good athlete was his dad. And Cameron a chip off the old block there. So the 24-yard line is where Wawasee is going to have the ball, first down and 10 from there. The Warriors are going to come out, and they're going to split as normal with receivers to each side, and Eschbach will be in the shotgun formation. Looks like right now they got Landeris in there as a running back this time in this series.
Yeah, Jesse Landeris.
So Eschbach is back waiting for the snap. Starts with 2 tight ends on the left who both shift to the right as they're going to run power to the right. Landeris is met in the backfield, and he's going to be tackled probably for a yard loss as Northwood read that play as it happened in the first series. This time there are 2 guys that kind of just ran past him and didn't block that first guy.
Our 2 ends there that were supposed to do the blocking they slid right by the defense and missed the blocks.
Yeah.
So he was stuck back there by himself with 3 guys against 1.
And when you're trying to make a man miss 3 yards deep in the backfield, it's not going to be good results for the offense. So second and going to give him 11 from the 23 this time. Same formation as last time as we got 2 guys back, and this time we're going to throw it out to the outside. It's going to be caught out there at the 30-yard line. Good throw outside to Eschbach. Hit the Hepler that time. Just a quick little out. But that's going to be caught at the 29-yard line, where brings up a manageable 3rd down and 6.
Hepler was covered well, but Eschbach put it exactly where it had to be.
It was low into the outside, just ran a simple out, and Hepler was there. So we're going to send 1 receiver to the right and 1 to the left. This time we're going to run the same play, and ball's going to be caught that time at the 37-yard line. Low throw, and Hepler went down to get it. I thought he might have called it for trapping, but good job of going down.
Well, that's been successful. We got to keep doing that and
they're running
send him long.
They're running a single coverage man on this side, and he's about 10 yards off of Hepler. And if you only need 5 yards, just drive him back and then sit down, and that's exactly what he did on both of those plays. So this time Eschbach is going to have Landeris to his left or to his right with Lenderis going in motion out of the backfield. Back to throw again. He's going to throw it in the flat to Lenderis, who makes the first man miss, and then second man hits him at the line of scrimmage, and doesn't look like it's going to be a gain of anything.
Looked like he had a little room, and the Northwood defender made a nice ankle tackle and wrapped him up. So basically, we got about
I think
quarter of a yard.
Yeah, there's not much difference between the down marker and the chain there. So that essentially was a handoff, even though it was a pass. But that tries to get the guy outside, and looked like he, as you said, he had room, but closed quickly on that. So Eschbach is going to be flipping it to Hepler, who comes in motion. Hepler's coming around the right-hand side, and if he can get a block, he's around the outside 42-yard line. Good gain that time as he goes out of bounds, tackled there, and they're going to mark him down where we're going to have, what are we going to get? They're going to put him at the 41-yard line. We're 3rd and 6. Wow, I thought he was farther up than that.
At least an extra yard. That was a nice play by Bronson Yoder on the tackle, and great sportsmanship by both players as they flew out of bounds almost to the track and picked each other up, patted each other on the head. You like to see that.
So as the first quarter comes to an end, we're going to take a break here at Warrior Field and be back with more action on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, power chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626, or online at GoshenHomeMedical.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Welcome back, Alan. Jamie McAdams, Alan Koblenz back at Warrior Field. We came to the end of the first quarter there, and the Warriors are facing 4th down, 6 to go, so we're going to have to punt. The ball be on our own 42-yard line. Northwood leads 8-0.
Kind of missed a play there. We apologize. They had a flag we didn't see, and then they end up resetting the clock back to 3 seconds. Just a sideline violation. Northwood's coaches were too far out on the field. So Warriors ran it with Key and Pete, got about about 3 yards on that. So bringing up 4th, and as you mentioned, about 5 to go. At the 30 or 42-yard line, looks like Wawasee has their punt team out there on 4th down.
One of the things Coach said today, you like to win each quarter. Well, we didn't win that quarter, but we're close. We're down 8-0, and always with the glass half full.
Yep.
We gotta stay positive and keep fighting and see what happens here. Braden Johnson's back to punt, and again he's got an excellent leg. So if he can get a nice kickoff here, we'll set Northwood back and get the defense rolling.
Northwood doesn't have anybody deep. They got Bronson Yoder at a deep safety right now, and once they believe he's going to punt, I think he'll drop back and to try to field that.
Nice
Snap back
boot
to Johnson, and he's going to boot that down. It's going to hit about the 5-yard line and take a Warrior bounce where Wawasee is going to down that right there. That ball went about straight up in the air. I usually don't see it go that straight up in the air. And they're going to mark it right at the 5-yard line, right where it hit. Beautiful punt by Johnson. Going to pin Northwood deep.
Punt, and those are the type that go the longest distance. And that thing hit just about the 5-yard line. And that's where they're going to place it, right at the 5-yard line.
The ball bounced straight up in the air, and then the Warriors' coverage team was down there. Northwood's 3rd possession of the game. First one was turnover on down. Second one led to their touchdown. This time it's going to be deep in their territory. Last time they had a touchdown pass. It went from newcomer to Yoder. This time Yoder's going to be in the quarterback position. One receiver is going to be out to his right-hand side, and they're going to run the wing T formation again with a single running back. Yoder waits the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff and keep him himself. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but he breaks that first tackle, across the 10-yard line, out the 15-yard line. And we had him.
Kid is strong, and he broke 3 tackles and dragged 3 guys with him, and prior to that snap, I was just sitting here thinking, boy, this would be a place where maybe we could get a fumble.
Yeah.
But,
and Northwood was thinking the same thing, so they
yeah.
decided let's not hand it off and let's just let Yoder run it himself. He really was hit right at the line of scrimmage, a solid contact with the D lineman, and they just didn't wrap him, and he broke that tackle. And as you mentioned, broke a couple others on his way to a 10-yard game where Northwood has a first down at the 16-yard line now. Miller's going to come in motion and going to get it around the right-hand side. He's across the 25, the 30,
He's
45,
go.
50. Miller is down the sideline, and Hepler may catch him, but he is gone at the 10-5, and another Northwood touchdown. Wow.
We lost Contain on the sideline, and he got an open lane, and he was gone.
It didn't look like he had much room over there, but the next thing you know, he was down the sideline, and our DBs got up too close, and Miller showed great speed there as Hepler is very fast, but 2 plays.
Miller just as fast.
Exactly. 2 plays and touchdown.
That one's a dagger because you had them pinned at their 5-yard line, and in 2 plays they score.
So Northwood's going to line up again to go for the 2-point conversion. Score right now 14-0. They're going to run the fake pass there, and they're going to be taken down in the backfield, but there's going to be a flag in there as the Wawasee Warriors got a hold of the face mask of a newcomer who'd come in. And because of that penalty, it'll give Northwood a half the distance to the goal as well as another opportunity for that 2-point conversion.
Tough break. Newcomer had a receiver wide open in the right corner of the end zone but couldn't see him with the pressure, and then we inadvertently grabbed the face mask.
Well, just good pressure by the defense, and then Newcomer made a move, and as the defensive lineman got juked out, he grabbed for whatever he could find, and then happened to be his face mask, which didn't
happens part of the game. No intent or purpose there, just bad luck.
So because that happened in the backfield, and it's going to be half the distance from what would have been the 12-yard line, the ball is going to be placed at the 6-yard line for this 2-point conversion. So instead of it being half the distance from the initial spot, since the foul happened and occurred in the offensive backfield, Northwood will have to go 6 yards to get 2 points now.
They got Newcomer at quarterback again, and they got Bronson Yoder split to the left side as a wideout. So it's probably going to be either a run or a pass to Yoder.
Yep.
Another flag.
Flag goes down, and this time we're going to have offsides by Wawasee, and that's going to give them another half the distance. It's going to put it down to about the 3-yard line. And again, that's just not smart defense, and that's undisciplined defense there by the Warriors.
Inexperience, and we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot again. And you don't give good teams multiple opportunities.
Yeah, they don't need opportunities
they don't need
like
them.
that. Yeah.
So now we've got the ball placed at the 3-yard
line? Yeah. So this time they're going to split a guy each way, and he's going to keep it himself. Good penetration by the Warriors defense and taken down in the backfield. We're going to take Isaiah Tipping on that one, and Isaiah denies the 2-point conversion by Northwood that time, and we're going to stay at 14-0 right now.
After all that, three tries for that, and we still held them, so 14-0. Wawasee trails, 11-12 left here in the second quarter. The Warriors are now at the east end of the field heading toward the west where the sun's shining brightly. So
sun's setting on that. A couple of scores for you out there. Plymouth is 7-0 over Elkhart Memorial right now, and Northridge is up in the second quarter 14-0 over Warsaw.
That's interesting. Warsaw's coach came from Mishawaka, who will be joining our conference, and he's finding the sledding in the NLC a little tough.
Yeah. Given enough time, I'll probably turn that Warsaw program around.
Yeah.
But Tom Wagaman right now has the Northridge Raiders playing good football, as they were solid last year, undefeated in regular season, won the conference, and lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
We had them a few weeks ago, and they had one starter back, but again, when you get a program started, you may only have one starter back, but your backups are pretty good.
He's got consistency in his staff. And they're building some tradition. And, Tom's just a class guy.
He is. He's a neat guy.
We hated to see him go from here at Wawasee because he's just a class guy, and he's doing a great job at Northridge, and we're very happy for him.
Yep. Sanchez is going to tee it up for Northwood, and Salazar and who do we got? Hepler back there again.
Hepler and Salazar in the back. And
Salazar took the last one. Looked like Sanchez couldn't quite get it to the end zone. We're not sure. I mean, there's not much wind tonight, so I don't know the direction will matter, but Sanchez is going to tee it up, and he's going to kick deep. This ball's going to come down again at about the 5-yard line, and Hepler's going to have a chance inside the 5. He's going to take off up the middle with the return, and Hepler's got a break across the 30.
Go. He's got
40.
a chance.
He's got a chance across the 50-yard line. Hepler crosses the 40.
He may go.
He's at the 30. 20, 10.
Touchdown Warrior. Yeah.
Andrew Hepler took that one at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, it's about
Came
a
up the middle.
98-yarder.
Probably one of the best news about that is there's no flags on the field either, and that one's going to count for a Warrior touchdown.
Finally.
As Hepler breaks across the end zone. Looked like he might be caught it there, but he had enough distance on the sideline, and Warriors are on the board.
Something tells me they won't kick to him again. We've said all season long that, you got to get the ball in your playmaker's hands, and he's won, and off the kickoff, he took it 98 yards.
Those are the kind of plays you have to have when you're trying to make a upset, and Wawasee just got a big play from Andrew Hepler, 97-yard. We'll give him 98 yards. He caught that between the 2 and 3 yard line. What's 1 yard matter, but it sounds a little bit better from 98. So Johnson's going to be on for the extra point. 10:58 in the second quarter. Wawasee looking to come within 7 points as they just scored a touchdown to make it 14-6. Johnson snap back, hold down, and down the middle. Johnson makes it 14-7. Wawasee cuts Northwood's lead in half.
Johnson's kick went over the track and landed in the grass behind the track. Strong leg. 14-7. Huge momentum shift there for the Warriors.
Hey, that's the kind of stuff you need to have happen.
Yeah.
And that was a nice job blocking on that. Hepler went right up the middle, then broke to the right side of the field. About the 40-yard line, maybe the 30-yard line, he beat the last man, and then he was gone.
And that, after the disappointment of pinning them back at the 5 and in 2 plays they score, you could get your dauber down and kind of give up. But these kids don't do that, and here we are right back in the game.
Yep.
A turnover here, and you'd be tied up quickly.
Yep.
10:58 on the clock. 14-7, the Warriors trail.
Johnson's going to tee it up, and Newcomer and Malone will be deep for Northwood. Johnson's typically been putting it into the end zone. Hopefully he can do that again here. Keep them starting at the 20-yard line.
We don't want to let them return the favor on a kickoff.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Let's pin them back deep and get the defense going.
Second quarter, Wawasee Field, Northwood 4-0. Warriors looking for their first win in the season. Johnson's going to tee it up. Kick goes deep, and that one's going to go into the end zone where it's going to be a touchback. I'm not sure why they try to run that out. Anytime it goes across the goal line, it's an automatic touchdown in high school football. Northwood will start at their 20-yard line. This will be their 4th possession of the game. Had a turnover on downs. We've had 2 touchdowns, and now this will be their 4th possession, second of the second quarter.
A couple quick scores here, Alan. Concord leads Goshen 7-3 in the second. Plymouth 14, Memorial nothing in the second. And after 1 quarter, the battle of the winless teams, Whitco and Valley. It's 14-12, Whitco over Valley.
Good game down there.
Yeah. Somebody's going to be happy tonight down there.
It will be, yeah. That's what you like. If you're one of those teams, you're not going to be winless after that game. Unless you do the old Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
No one wanted to win that one.
Yeah,
but that's a victory for the Browns. I'm a huge Browns fan, but yeah. Yoder's going to keep it himself this time, and he's going to go around the right-hand side. He's got blockers around that side. He's going to be around the sideline.
He's gone,
He's at the
Allen.
50. He's at the 40, 30, 20. And it's going to be a touchdown for Northwood as Northwood answers Wawasee in one play as Yoder swept around the right-hand side, and that very same play that Miller ran for a touchdown around that right side, Yoder does the same thing, and he goes 80 yards.
Did not contain the sideline and let him get outside, and the guy's got tons of speed. So 20-7 now, very quickly, Northwood.
Northwood answered Wawasee's touchdown with a touchdown of their own.
Yeah, back-to-back scores.
Yeah. So Northwood, as they've been doing all game, is going to go again for a 2-point conversion. They bring Newcomer in, a quarterback, and they split Yoder to the left-hand side. Malone is going to be to the right to the left as they fake to him. Throw goes outside, and
there's a flag.
There's going to be a pass interference on the Warriors as Landeros and Yoder got tied up out there as they were trying to hit Yoder for the 2-point conversion.
They're
So
calling
that'll march it halfway. They'll call defensive holding instead of pass interference.
They called it holding, but it looked like they just kind of got tangled up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was really any intent there.
Yeah.
But the way things have gone for this year, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. So Yoder's going to be to the left-hand side again with Malone to the left of Newcomer. They bring Miller in motion. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. And I don't think he's going to get in there. There is a flag down. He did not make it. Good defense by the Warriors up front. They're going to call a hold on the Northwood line that time, so that's going to be no good again.
Yep.
We'll get to take small victories here.
Absolutely. Those two straight two-point conversions that failed are huge. So it keeps us within striking distance. And
10:44 on the second quarter clock. Northwood is up now 20-7.
You know, we've had 3 straight scores on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of crazy,
unusual.
isn't it? Yeah.
Let's go for number 4.
Yeah, we would take that. I would doubt they're going to kick it again to Hepler, but we kind of pair both guys, and then one of them splits to the right and one to the left, so they don't know which side Hepler's going to be on. We're not sure how many people listen to us out there. I mean, I know my wife and my mother-in-law, my mom are listening to us. They're canning tomatoes tonight. They just were texting me a little bit ago. I picked those tomatoes after school, so I did my share of work there. Now they got to do the rest of that work. But shout out to them, and my son's probably listening too. And that way, at least they know that we're aware there's 1 or 2 people listening to us.
Probably 3. Shout out to your son, Rhett, who's in broadcasting school at Ball State.
Yep.
And he's going to do a great job one day on the air. We miss you, Rhett.
Yeah, he'd be doing this instead of us.
Yeah.
And everybody else would like that better.
Yes, they would.
Yeah.
And a shout out to your wife, Mindy, and to your mother-in-law, who was supposed to be down on the East Coast this weekend, right?
Yeah, my mom was supposed to be down on the East Coast, but canceled her trip down there for some reason. I don't know why.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the folks out there because they're battling a lot of tough stuff this weekend. So, prayers for them. Okay.
So Sanchez is going to tee it up again. Last time he did this, Hepler took it 98 yards for a touchdown. Sanchez is going to kick a little more of a line drive, and it's going to bounce down there where Salazar is going to pick it up at the 5-yard line, waits for a few blocks. This time he's going to be pinned in, and he's going to go down at the 15-yard line. Good coverage that time by Northwood as Salazar took a little time to get started and never did get started.
Yeah, dropped him at the 15, so deep in their own territory the Warriors are going to start out. 10:39 on the clock, 20-7 Northwood. We've had 3 straight possessions where we got a touchdown, which is very unusual. So what the Warriors need right now is a long drive and to get some points.
Yeah, they really could use a long drive because their defense has been worn down a little bit, but their defense has not been able to stop Northwood, and they need a little bit of time off the field. So the Warriors are going to send 3 receivers to the right-hand side, and they're going to send a single receiver, which is Hepler, to the top side of the field. Linderis is in the backfield. Now he motions out with Eschbach by himself. Slant pattern. That time he's going to be tipped and picked off by Miller. He's got to go down to the 10-yard line, across to the 7-yard line. That ball went off the receiver's hand, and then check that Newcomer was back there. That's Newcomer, the quarterback for their backup quarterback, who is the beneficiary of a tip ball that Northwood picks off, and that ball is going to be taken down where Northwood is going to have the ball at the 7-yard line now.
Josh Slayball was open, and the pass led him just a little bit. He got his hands on it and
it was
tipped
high,
away.
And he just not on target, and those balls that go up in the air aren't good for the offense. So Northwood's going to take over at the 7-yard line. They're going to have 2 receivers to the left-hand side. Yoder's going to be in the backfield with Malone. Malone's blocking in front. Good tackle that
nice
time.
job.
Good penetration by Kean Pete. Kean Pete meets Yoder in the backfield and takes him down at the 11-yard line. Great job. The outside linebacker on a blitz that time.
He hog-tied him like a cattle rustler and drove him to the ground.
Yeah, he was not going to let him go that time. That was a solid hit by Kean Pete. Good job by the Warrior defense to respond to this quick turnover. That's going to put the Panthers at the 11-yard line where they'll have 2nd and goal from that position. 10 minutes and counting now on the second quarter clock. So Bronson Yoder is going to have Malone to his left-hand side with 2 H-backs in shotgun formation. Waits the snap, brings a man in motion, which tripped right there in the backfield. So we got Meshtok was the back that came in motion that time, and he's going to lose another couple of yards on that. So fortunately for the Warriors, Northwood has not gone forward as they started at the 7-yard line. Now they're third down at the 14, almost 13 and a half, 14-yard line.
And they're in 4-down territory, obviously. 9:20 on the clock and counting. Jeremy's continuing to send scores as they pop through. We'll get those caught up for you here shortly.
So Newcomer's going to be in the backfield, and he's going to fake the pass and keep it himself. He's going to make one man miss, and he's going to be met at the 8-yard line by Lenderos, who takes him down there. Good tackle by Jesse Lenderos. It's going to bring a 4th down from inside of Warrior territory. They're going to mark it at the 7-yard line, and it looks like Northwood is going to bring Sanchez on to try the field goal.
That was a nice open field tackle
by
Lenderos, because it was one-on-one. And,
exactly.
You know, he didn't get faked out. He went low and hit him at the waist and took him down. So
he doesn't make that tackle, and Newcomer's in by himself. Yep. Good stand by the Warriors defense to force Sanchez on for the field goal. Kick back down,
Boom.
And Sanchez puts that through the uprights.
Nice job.
Good strong leg there by Sanchez as he adds 3 to the turnover that just happened. So the Warriors defense stands on 3 plays there, forces a field goal.
Northwood gets back 3 of the 4 extra points that they didn't score.
Yeah.
So we're at 23-7. And again, you know, positives. We're still in this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Concord up now 14-3 on Goshen. Second quarter action there.
Plymouth 14-0 over Memorial. Whitco 14-12. Northridge 14-7 now over Warsaw.
I always like when people text me, too. Larry Pletcher just texted me and said he's also out there listening. So at least have 3 people
4?
listening now, maybe 4.
But yeah.
Good friend of mine, Larry. Appreciate his. He's a retired teacher who's helped me build super mileage cars for the past few years, and appreciate him listening to us out there as well.
A great guy.
He is.
What an interesting person.
Oh, yeah. Always love being around Larry.
Larry's got his antique cars, and he actually brought it to my daughter's wedding and let them drive away in that antique car, and they really, really appreciated that. So shout out to Larry as well.
Second quarter clock right now, 8:23 on the clock. 23-7, Northwood up. Sanchez is going to tee it up. That's been the only offense this evening for the Warriors is that Hepler 98-yard touchdown return. We'd take another one.
We'd love it. That's exciting.
So you're going to have Hepler and Salazar deep again for the Warriors. Sanchez is going to tee it up at the 40-yard line. Approaches the ball, and the ball is in the air. It's going to be a high kick. Going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to come down at the 7-yard line where Salazar has it. He's up the middle. A good hole up the middle. He crosses the 25-yard line, hits the 27. Tackled there. Good coverage by the Northwood, but good field position. 29-yard line where Wawasee will start this possession.
If he gets through that tackler there, a shoestring tackle, he may have went for another 25.
Last time Salazar hesitated a little bit on the return. This time he was a little more aggressive on that, and that really helped him. So Eschbach's coming back after the turnover he had last time. The pass was a little high, a little outside, and bounced off the receiver's hands and then intercepted by Newcomer. He's going to send 2 receivers to the left with 2 guys now coming from right to left in motion. They've run this double tight end set, and they've run to that side, and this time they're going to do it with Brown this time. Levi Brown cuts back across the 30, 33, down 34-yard line. Good cut by Levi that time.
Everybody's running left, and all of a sudden there's a big hole to the right, and he cuts her back and picks up about 4.
Defense over-pursued that one, and Levi saw the hole coming back. Warriors have been running that play with a little bit of success. They're trying to get a couple tight ends out in front of the running back, and that time they had good blocking on it and didn't get pursued from the backside. Levi Brown's going to get 4 yards on that, bringing up 2nd and 6 from the 30 at the 34-yard line. Eschbach in the shotgun with Brown beside him. He's going to hand it off again to Brown, and he's going to be met in the backfield and taken down at the 30-yard line. He's going to lose a couple.
On the ground.
Never in that area where the hold or something against the line is going to take place there. We'll see what the officials come up with after conferring with one another.
Northwood's clapping, so it looks like it's going to go against the Warriors.
Talking to the coaches in Northwood to see if they're going to take. We haven't seen the signal yet, but they're just trying to decide if they want the penalty. So we know it's against Wawasee, and more than likely Okay, so they're going to back him up on this 10 yards. So
something of interest here, Alan, I noticed, I wondered if you noticed, Aaron Evans, senior running back, I haven't seen him out there tonight.
yeah, Aaron's been playing a lot of defense, and they've run him at running back some, and they've run a couple other running backs, but Aaron hasn't been out there. I know Aaron plays linebacker and has a lot of duties on defense, but he hasn't been out there yet on offense.
Just running him one way tonight.
Yeah. So with that penalty now, it's going to bring up second, and we're going to call it 19. Ball's going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. Need to get all the way out to the 39-yard line for a first down. We're going to run a little screen pass out there to the outside, and Gabe Moore is going to be met outside and dropped again behind the line of scrimmage. Run a little receiver screen, good penetration by the Northwood defense, and Warriors are going backwards on that play. They're going to mark him at the 18-yard line, and that's going to bring up third and a bunch.
Number 10, Hayden Snyder for the Panthers, made a nice play in open field there. If he gets past Snyder, we got a nice gain.
Got to make that first man miss sometimes, but he doesn't.
Third and a mile.
Yeah, they're calling it 19, but my math says that you've got to go to the 39, and it's on the 18, so that's 21 in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. They got four receivers to the right-hand side with one to the left. He's going to be by himself, and he's going to throw that deep, and that's going to be caught out there by Gabe Moore. And he's going to catch that across the 43-yard line, fall down at the 44-yard line. Good time in the pocket for Eschbach. Good deep, ran a corner out route, and Gabe Moore pulls that one in, and that was a huge gain for the Warriors.
Great route, and the ball was spot on that time. It had to be right there.
It did.
It wouldn't have been caught. So big first down for the Warriors.
So the Warriors are going to have the ball at the 44-yard line. They're going to run that same formation with four receivers to the right with a single receiver to the left-hand side, and Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. They're going to run a little pass out there to Levi Brown as a receiver screen, and he drops it.
Levi forgot one important thing.
He didn't
Got to catch
the
it
ball
first.
He had two blockers out in front of him
did.
that time, and unlike the previous receiver screen, he would have been able to gain a few yards out of that, but
and
it's going to bring up second down and 10.
Anybody who's played athletics has been there and done that.
It's so common just to say, okay, I know I'm going to catch it. It's an easy catch. Now what do I do next before you actually do catch it? Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. This time he's going to go down the seam with the ball, and it's going to be outside of Hepler. Hepler was open, and the ball was behind him, and if it's in just a little bit, Hepler makes that catch down the sideline. Northwood's playing a lot of zone right now, and the receivers are finding
there's open gaps out
there.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Number 7 for us was wide open out there, Gabe Moore as well, and actually he was more open than Hepler.
Yeah, he ran a seam route, and Hepler ran an out route, and Hepler was on the sideline, and the ball was just a few feet to the outside of his outstretched hands. Eschbach is now faced with 3rd and 10 from the 44-yard line as he's going to send four receivers again to the left-hand side, and Hepler's going to be the single receiver to the right-hand side. Northwood looks like they're in a blitz, and there's coming, and the ball's on the ground. Fumbled snap, and it's going to be recovered there by Eschbach, fortunately, but that's going to be down at the 31-yard line where we're going to be forced to punt again. Looked like it was a little bit low and to the side as Eschbach never got the snap.
Yeah.
And Northwood is going to be on the receiving end of another Warrior punt.
He made a smart play to just fall on it, not try to pick it up and run with it.
Yeah.
We got Braden Johnson in to punt. It's 4th and 22 from our own 32. So
I doubt we're going to fake this.
Yeah.
Yoder's going to be back deep for Northwood as he awaits this punt from Johnson. Last time Johnson punted, he downed inside the 5-yard line. Snap back, Johnson receives it, and he drops it himself. And he's going to be forced to run it, and that's not going to be good for the Warriors.
Wow.
It looks like the Braden just dropped it. He was getting ready to punt it, and it fell out of his hands, and he had no choice but then try to run it. He runs across the 35-yard line, but that's way short of the first down. And Northwood's going to start this drive at the Warrior 36, exactly what we didn't need to happen.
Right. This game is certainly a microcosm of everything the coach talked about this morning because we're playing with them. It's the little things that's killing us.
Yeah.
It's the little tiny things. Drop passes, dropped ball to punt.
Yeah. So Yoder's going to be in the backfield with Malone to his side, and he's going to hold onto the ball himself, and he's going to break the first tackle, and he's going to spin across to the 30-yard line where he goes down with about a 6-yard gain. Made the first man miss, spun out of the second tackle, and gained 6 out of that. So 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Northwood already up 23-7, 5 minutes and counting in the second quarter. Northwood in no hurry right now. They're looking to the sideline for the play. They're going to send a single receiver to the right-hand side, and they're going to be in that classic wing-back wishbone style, if you will, offense. Yoder in the shotgun formation with Malone to his left-hand side, awaits a snap, and he's going to follow Malone into the hole again. Bounces to the outside. He's hit out there and breaks out of that tackle, and he's going to gain 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Lenderos knocks him out of bounds there, but that'll be enough. Depends where they spot that. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 26-yard line.
Yoder's your kind of the bowling ball type guy. Very, very strong. He's low to the ground. He's just really hard to bring down. We had 3 or 4 guys hit him. Never did bring him down. We just ran him out of bounds.
5'11", 195 senior.
Yep. First and 10, ball in the 26, 23-7 Northwood.
So they're going to give them the first down on that. Northwood's going to have one receiver to the right-hand side, and they're going to have the 2 wingbacks again. This time you're going to have Miller coming in motion, and he's going to catch the ball around the right-hand side, and that's been our trouble spot as Miller's going to go around, and he's going to go into the end zone.
Score.
There's been 3 plays that they've swept to the right side, and all 3 plays have resulted in a touchdown, and that's going to be a 26-yard run for Miller on that as he is going to get into the end zone again. And Northwood's going to add 6 more to their score to get up to 29-7 right now.
And it looks like their kicker's coming out for a PAT this time.
Last time Sanchez hit a field goal.
Yep.
And this time looks like they're going to try to kick the extra point. Sanchez is back and waits a snap. Snap back, hold down, kick up. Pulling a leg, look like that's going to be down the middle. And you're going to count that one, and that's going to give Northwood 30 points right now with 4:34 on the second quarter clock.
We had a guy pinned between the runner and the sideline, and everybody else was pinned toward the middle, and they just opened a lane up for him, and with his speed, he was gone.
But we know that Northwood has seen something because they've tried to sweep it both sides, but when they have swept that thing to the right-hand side, they've had 3 touchdown runs.
It's a floodgate.
Yeah. And 2 of those have been really long runs. Yoder had the 60-yarder, and then they ran that 80-yarder. They started with the ball on the 5-yard line, had 1 play, got out to the 20, and then I think it was Miller again. Miller went a sweep on that right side, and our right side contain has not been there. And, of course, they got a lot of blockers out there, too. Yeah. It's not just one guy out there, but we definitely have lost contain around that right side, and they know they can't stop that.
And with the same old scenario, our defense is just on the field all the time.
Yeah.
And
not sustaining any drive, not getting first downs as an offense. So your defense is just constantly taking those body blows, and like a boxer, the body blows just wear you down.
I don't know what the count is, but we got several guys going both ways as well. So, when you got lower numbers and you're young and inexperienced, things get tough.
So Sanchez is going to tee it up at the 40-yard line. Going to have Hepler again deep with short kick. Pete's going to field that at the 20-yard line. Pete comes across the 30-yard line, makes the first man miss. He's up to the 35, carries a couple guys with him to the 37. Line drive kick. They're trying to keep it away from Hepler, and Pete fielded that one out of the air. And Pete's one of our running backs, and nice run by Key and Pete that time. And we're going to start at the 37-yard line.
Yeah. Good field position for the Warriors. Now,
plenty of time.
4:26 on the clock. Again,
if we could sustain a drive.
We need a drive and some points here. Just to get a little momentum back.
It'd be nice to have a little momentum going into halftime for the Warriors. So Wawasee is going to start this possession at their 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Eschbach is going to be in the backfield with, looks like Brown again is in the backfield with him. Warriors are going to send 2 receivers out to the far left with tight ends on both sides of the field right now, or both sides of the line of scrimmage. Last time we had a fumbled snap. This time it's going to be a handoff to Brown, who's going to go around the right-hand side. And Northwood's going to string that out, and I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
It doesn't even look like he did.
Yeah.
He lost
Brown
a yard.
tried to bounce that out to the right-hand side, and Northwood had good pursuit outside, and they're going to take him for a 1-yard loss. So mark it back at the 36-yard line, 2nd and 11 there for the Warriors. Eschbach will be in his classic shotgun formation. Brown's going to be to his left-hand side with two receivers to the left-hand side. Stand up tight in on the left-hand side as well. Fake the handoff and going to run a receiver screen out there to Hepler, who's got blockers in front of him, makes the first man miss, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Nice
positive
field
gain.
tackle.
Positive gain for the Warriors across to the 41-yard line. Brings up a manageable third down, but this is a key third down for the Warriors as we don't want to have to give the ball back to Northwood.
Interesting score update here, Alan. Northridge was leading 14-0 over Warsaw. Now that game's tied at 14 as they play in the second quarter.
Warsaw's made a nice comeback on that one.
Yep.
So we're going to call this third and a long 5, about 6 yards from the 42-yard line. Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. He's got three receivers to his left-hand side. He's got a little bit of time. It's going to be a slant route that's going to be thrown high and over Hepler's head. And that is not going to be successful, but we got a flag in the backfield, and they're going to call roughing the passer against Northwood, and that's going to give Wawasee an automatic first down.
Now, it looked like Hepler might have had an inside position on Yoder and almost maybe being held a little bit, but they didn't see that.
Ball was sailed clear over his head.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason it sailed was because of the contact in the backfield.
Yeah.
I took my eyes off what happened to the quarterback because I was following the ball down the field, and I'm not sure if he was hit late, had his head down. I'm not sure. Kind of what happens in the NFL, the college. It all trickles down to the high school, and they want to protect the quarterback. He's exposed when he's throwing it, so anytime you lead with your head, anytime you have a chance to avoid the quarterback, they're gonna call it if you don't.
Yeah.
So the Warriors will be across the 50-yard line at the 48-yard line where they'll have a first down there. Warriors are trying to march down the field to be a good time for them to sustain a drive. They're going to hand off to Brown this time. No,
ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. And
Northwood's got it.
Fumble's going to go to Northwood as there's miscommunication between Eschbach and Brown that time, and the ball ends up on the ground. And unlike the previous times when the ball was on the ground, when Northwood was on the offense, the Wawasee Warriors do not recover this one. So with 3 minutes and 36 seconds on the second quarter clock, Northwood's going to be in good field position as they'll start this drive at their own 47-yard line.
And they still got 3:36 to go, so there's plenty of time. Tough break for the Warriors.
Yeah, they had the ball, and they got that first down after that play, and then miscommunication, something happened in the backfield, and fumble on that. So we got a flag on the field right now as Northwood tries to start to play. Little illegal motion as one of the Northwood right side of the line moved a little bit earlier, so march back 5 yards. We'll have first and 15.
Starting to become a little ugly, Coach.
Yeah, unfortunately,
a lot of laundry
it is.
on the field.
There is right now. So newcomer's in right now as a quarterback for Northwood. We've seen him in before. It's not like they lose a ton. He's not as big as Miller. He's only a sophomore, 5'10", 165. Good arm though, and he runs the offense well. Handoff this time to Yoder as the H-back. Yoder's going to be met in the backfield. Good play by the Wawasee Warriors.
Good penetration
for
the Warriors.
Good penetration by Isaiah Tipping.
Yeah,
and Tipping's going to take him down. Isaiah's a solid football player, and good job on that time.
Warsaw just went ahead. Northridge 21-14 now. So they've come all the way back.
21 unanswered points by Warsaw.
Yep.
Second, and we're going to call this 15. No gain on that as Yoder was taken down by Tipping right at the line of scrimmage. Newcomer's in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to roll to his left-hand side. Good penetration by the Warriors. He's going to be taken down in the backfield by Kean Pete. Going to call that a sack by Kean Pete. Good job of coming up from his outside linebacker position as Newcomer was rolling to his left, trying to find the receiver. Long third down now. Good job, Kean Pete.
5 ran down number 5 and pulled him to the ground at the 39-yard line. Now third down and a good 15. That's more like 17 to me.
We're going to call that 17 to 18. Yeah. There we go. We got it updated on the scoreboard. 18 yards right now. They got to get to the 43-yard line. You can see this is two possession. Now, I don't know. They're up on us, so they're going to let the clock run right now, and they're probably going to call a timeout right now with 5 seconds and under on the score clock. And they're going to call a timeout. So we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoons.
Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. Online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Alan, we're back here at Warrior Field. It's 30-7 Northwood, 2:14 left. Northwood climb out. They're planning strategy for this big 3rd and 18 from their own 39-yard line. And, we love the Warriors, and we want to see the Warriors be successful, so we're hoping for a good defensive stop here and still get that ball back and maybe a chance to get some points on the board before halftime.
So Newcomer's going to be in shotgun formation. He's going to send 2 receivers to his left-hand side. He's going to have one Yoder beside him in the backfield. Warriors look like they're blitzing on this, and they're going to bring in some good pressure. And they're going to throw a screen pass to the right-hand side to Yoder, who's got a blocker in front of him. Yoder gets across the 50-yard line. He's going to go out of bounds at the 47. He's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down, but it's going to be more of a manageable 4th down than it was when it was 3rd and 18. And I think it's part of the strategy Northwood had on that 3rd down play. So they ran a little screen pass out here to the left-hand side to Yoder, and he had 2 blockers in front of him. Good hit by Linderos to stop him short. We're going to call it 4th and 5 from 47, and Northwood's going to go for it. They're going to send 2 receivers to the right. Newcomer's going to be in the backfield with Yoder. He's going to go pooch kick on that. He drops back deeper, pooches that one. It's going to hit at the 20-yard line, roll out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Successful play by Northwood that time, but the Warriors will take the stop.
Yep. At least we got the ball back. They didn't score.
Yep.
1:59 on the clock.
Got to take the victories you can get.
Yep.
So with 1:59, there's enough time if they want. Warriors want to push it up the field. They'll probably go semi quick, see if they can get a first down or 2. They don't want to go super quick and then have to punt it back and give Northwood enough time. But you want to be careful. We've fumbled last time. We had an interception the 2 possessions ago. So we definitely don't want to have anything happen here.
We don't want to make any mistakes. We also can't be non-aggressive because we're down 30-7. So.
Yeah, you got that balance. You don't want to put yourself in a bad place, but you also got to keep making plays. So they're going to hand off up the middle of the Pete at the time, and he's going to be met as he crosses the line and may get a yard out of that. As the Warriors, they'll give him a yard out of that.
Eschbach's looking over to get the play call from Coach. The Warriors are second down now, 9 to go, again from about the 12.
Coach Eschbach, it is his son, Evan. Evan is a junior here at Wawasee, and his dad is the head coach here. It's got to be enjoyable for father and son to have that time together and that bond in football. So we got 2nd and 9 from the 11-yard line. Eschbach is going to send Pete out in motion. Eschbach's got some time. He's going to throw it outside to Pete, who's got a man out there that he makes miss. He gets across the 20-yard line, or across the 15-yard line. They're going to go out the 17, 18-yard line. Good move in the open field by Kean Pete as he made one defender miss.
Snyder,
bringing
who wrapped
up a
him up
manageable
earlier,
3rd down.
Missed the tackle.
Yeah, he did.
So decent gain. We're looking at about 3rd and 3 on the 19. Sure could use a first down and keep the clock going and try to get a little momentum here.
So Eschbach's going to have Pete in the backfield beside him. Got a receiver each direction with 2 tight ends close on the right-hand side. Eschbach in the shotgun formation awaits the snap. Snap back. Eschbach is looking to the left-hand side, and he's going to throw it down low and away. And unfortunately, that's going to not be complete as Hepler was out there. Looks like he would have been able to make the first down. He was across the sticks, but the ball skips in there a little bit short as the ball was down and low and away and unable to be caught. So last time that Johnson tried to punt the ball, it ended up resulting in the Warriors. He dropped it himself, so he kind of fumbled the ball, and then it turned over on downs. So with 1:06, it's going to be important that Johnson gets this kick off. Snap back. Johnson has this one. Good high punt this time. Yoder's going to catch it on the run at the 45-yard line with a full head of steam. Pinned in on the right-hand sideline as he crosses the 40-yard line, and that's where he's going to go out of bounds. Northwood's going to start this one at their 39 at the Warrior 39-yard line with 55.7 seconds. There's enough time for them to get across.
Sure. Hey, Alan, we just got a note here that says we've been inadvertently calling Dylan Hepler Andrew Hepler, which if we were, we apologize, but they're brothers and
I don't remember
both
calling
good
him
football
that,
players. But
if we have, I apologize. Yeah, they're brothers, but Dylan is definitely the definitely one.
Touchdown maker tonight.
Exactly. So with 55 seconds left, Northwood's going to take over at the 39-yard line. We got Yoder back, or Newcomer back this time. Newcomer's going to throw it deep down the sideline, and Miller was running down the sideline, and he was covered well that time by Jonathan Konitsky. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. That play didn't take very long. The clock stops now at 49 seconds before halftime. Northwood up 30-7 over the Warriors. Wawasee hoping to get a stop in here before halftime. So Newcomer's in the shotgun formation. You got 2 receivers to the left. Going to run an outside route. This time Miller catches that. Pete's going to be on the coverage, and the ball's going to come out. And it looks like that ball's going to be on it, and I'm not sure what the officials are going to call, but yeah, that's going to be recovered by the Warriors at the 20-yard line. Good tackle that time by Kean Pete as Miller had the ball pop loose, and Wawasee's going to recover that with 40 seconds to go. They're going to get the ball. I think I said the 20, but check that. That's a 30-yard line where Wawasee will take over.
Nice hit. He got wrapped up, knocked the ball loose, and the Warriors come up with it.
Yep.
So forced
their own
break.
Good positive thing that happened for the Warriors right here before halftime. With 40 seconds to go on their side of the field, we may see a few running plays. We may see try to take a shot
down the field.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Eschbach's going to be in the shotgun formation. He is going to hand off to Linderos, who's going to go around the left-hand side. He's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's a flag.
And there's going to be a flag coming in on that. That one came in late, so that's going to either be a late hit or something on that one. That one came in pretty late. Looked like he was almost down when the back judge threw that one in.
He came running in clear from the back and threw the flag in the pile.
So they're going to call personal foul face mask on that one on the Northwood defense. So that'll march them forward 15 yards, and that'll take it out to the 45-yard line from the 30-yard line. So that's going to be more of striking range, a little bit of breathing room from your own end zone, more towards midfield now. With 33 seconds, so might try to take a shot down the field now.
I'd love to see the Warriors get it down there where we could try a field goal. Clock's running, 30 seconds. Eschbach in the backfield.
Eschbach's going to be back there by himself, or he's got one receiver to the left and one to the right. He's going to send Hepler in motion. He's going to pitch it to Hepler on a sweep coming around the right-hand side. He's got a blocker out in front, but he's going to run out of real estate as he comes to the sideline, and he's going to go out to the 48-yard line. Going to give him a couple yards, but the key right now is there's only 14 seconds before half.
Northwood did a really nice job of contain.
Yeah, you just want to string that out.
Yep.
Exactly. 14 seconds to go. Ball at the 48-yard line of Wawasee. Warriors with the ball right now. The way they've been running things, it look like they may just try another running play and go into halftime. They may try to take a shot. I'd take a shot at least. Give it a shot down the field. So Hepler's going to come in motion with Eschbach in the backfield. They're going to fake the handoff, and Eschbach's going to run it himself. Comes around the right-hand side. It gets across the 40.
Wow,
He's going to be down to the 36-yard line. Call timeout right there with 6 seconds to go before half. So the ball at the 36-yard line. They got a chance now. Good fake by Eschbach that time, and he ran around the right-hand side. The defense didn't expect him, and Eschbach hasn't run a lot this year, so the defense not really expecting him to run it.
That was a great read. Saw an opening and a nice pickup.
So a little bit out of field goal range. With 6 seconds, you're probably going to get one play. You want to take a shot to the end zone. Anything short of that isn't going to work very well for you. So you might see a little misdirection and roll the quarterback to give him enough time and see if we can find something.
Yeah, at the ball marked at the 36, that would be a 53-yard field goal. And Johnson's got a strong leg, but I don't think it's that strong
At the high school level to kick 53, everything's got to go well, and that'd be very tough to do.
You need a hurricane-force wind behind the ball.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah. But updated score, Concord 24, Goshen 3. Warsaw still leads Northridge 21-14.
All right. 6 seconds to go. Timeout on the field. Both teams figuring out what to do in the last 6 seconds here as Wawasee has the ball. They're inside Northwood territory. They haven't been there very much this night on offense.
Nope.
The lone score they had was a 98-yard touchdown by Dylan Hepler. And with 6 seconds to go, expect the Warriors to take a shot down the field. It's not going to hurt anything, even if you do throw an interception.
Yep.
Northwood will probably put a couple guys deep and see if they can keep the Warriors out of the end zone. The only thing they could do is if they ran a 10-yard out and tried to get a field goal set up, but let's see what they have in mind.
I'd say he's going to take a shot
he's going to be in the backfield by himself with 4 receivers to his left and 1 to his right. He's going to go deep down the sideline. Hepler's open. Oh man, he was open in the seam between the deep man and the corner, and it falls incomplete. 2 seconds to go. Oh, he was open.
He was. They're bringing Johnson out.
He just ran a fly pattern, just a straight fly down the field. The up corner let him go to the deep safety, and deep safety wasn't there. The ball, had it been thrown, Hepler catches that. He's got a chance to go in on that.
Well, Coach Eschbach sending Braden Johnson out. He's going to try
It is a
field goal.
53-yarder.
It's
Wow.
going to be a 53-yard field goal.
Northwood doesn't believe they're going to kick it because they got their defense on just as if they're going to fake something. So, we'll see what happens here. So with 2 seconds to go before half, snap back, kick down. Wow. That's going to be wide
had
left.
the leg, though.
Wow. He would have, if that was on line, he would have kicked that through.
Yeah.
He had enough leg to kick that through the uprights. It just sails wide left as a half ends with Northwood up 30-7. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football in a halftime show on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse, offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com. Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Halftime at Warrior Field, Northwood Panthers have invaded the Warrior Field and are up 30-7 at halftime. The band is on the field getting ready for their halftime presentation and their setting all the props up. Coach Matt Carpenter, the girls basketball coach, was out here. We thought they were hunting blinds they were setting up. It looked like they were getting ready to shoot some ducks down there.
Well, it fit us. I mean, we have a bunch of green out there.
Exactly.
And, we got our duck blind over.
I know, but it's a prop for what the halftime show is going to be. Coach, thanks for joining us here at halftime. And let's talk a little bit about your upcoming season. Girls basketball is one of the first winter sports to start. You guys will start when?
We start October 15th officially. Now, we say that, but, really we're going now.
Absolutely.
We've got a lot of girls that are in fall sports, so we give them a chance during the week a couple times before school if they want to come get some shots in. But their priority right now is their fall sport. So those that aren't in a fall sport also come around after school a couple times a week and do some conditioning.
Yeah.
So we've picked up, but, we'll full go here on October 15th.
Yeah. So the fall sports for the girls they're a few weeks ahead of the boys, or at least a week or so. And I'm an early morning person, so I'm in school early, and I can't beat some of those girls in here. You guys are in here early morning shooting, and that's what it takes sometimes. You just got to put the shots up.
Yeah, and part of that is the construction construction that was supposed to happen in the annex gym. It's a little behind right now, but so that took us down to one gym. Mm-hmm. So trying to get 3 volleyball teams through a practice, and then also have a chance for boys and girls basketball to get in the gym. We decided really our only chance was come in the morning, and for kids that are in a fall sport, if they do want to come shoot, that's usually the best time for them anyway.
Yeah.
So
and you talk about the girls that are in fall sports, and really you can take those experiences from those other sports and bring them in the competitive side, and just some of the agility, some of the things you learn from those other sports, bring them into your next sport that you're in. Talk a little bit about you got a few girls that graduated. Obviously, that happens every year.
Yeah.
And you got to find some leadership this year. First of all, where are you looking for your leadership from, and who are you looking to be some of the key girls on the varsity team this year?
Well, we graduated 3 seniors, and they're going to be tough to replace from the standpoint of all 3 of them, I believe, are 4-year starters.
Yeah.
I wasn't here all 4 years, but, they logged a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
But we do still have 4 letter winners returning. We've got 2 incoming seniors, and Casey Schroeder and Caitlin Werdinger. Those are 2. And I'm expecting leadership out of the senior class. Then we have a returning junior as a letter winner in Hannah Lancaster, and a returning sophomore as a letter winner in Danielle Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little mix in age. We do have a lot of inexperience. With only 4 letter winners back,
Right.
Obviously they can't log all the minutes. So we're going to have, a lot of opportunity for not only some sophomores and juniors that have just played JV pretty exclusively up to this point, but also a couple incoming freshmen that are going to be pushing for some time. So, I'm excited about what we have. I think it could be a little bit of a learning experience, especially early in the season. I'd like to think that we're going to improve as the season goes on, and we're playing our best basketball, come sectional time.
Yeah. And as I've been watching them, and I know just from watching teams and stuff, you're not going to have a ton of size this year.
Yeah.
So you're going to be – I don't have to tell you that, right?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
So you're going to have to be putting up the 3-pointers. I mean, in my mind, as a guard, played basketball, if you don't have size, you better be shooting the ball from the outside and hitting the 3-pointers. But
yeah, I mean, and we went through the summer and logged some scrimmages, some tournaments, and I bit off a little bit more than we could chew as far as who I scheduled, and we played some top 10 4A teams this summer for some reason. I blame that on the coach. But I think what we realized right away was we're going to have to play different than what we had even last year. I mean, because we had Cabria Rosicek that could at least guard a post. Hannah Marie Lamley with her length could guard a little bit of size as well if we needed her to. And we lose those 2. It's strange that our size that we're talking about is 5'8". That I graduated. But yeah, I mean we're gonna be tiny. So we're gonna have to figure out how to stop people. Number one, because we can't stay in games if we can't keep the score down a little bit on their part. But also explore how do we score better offensively. Do we need to get out in transition? Do we need to work the ball for longer possessions? Do we need to I don't like that playing that style, but I also know that as a coach, my job is to put us in position, to either win or compete as much as we can in as many games. So I learned a lot this summer from my girls. and we'll be trying some new things probably this season, and just to try to put ourselves in the best position to have success.
And it is a fine line in the summertime. You don't want to get your teams beat up and lose a psyche, but at the same time, you go out and compete against tough, top-notch teams, like you said. It's gonna tell you where you're at, but it's also gonna be something you can say, hey, girls, we had a summer opportunity. We had these teams that we played with, and give them some confidence coming into the season.
Yeah, and hopefully that helps. I mean, we're battling the injury bug still a little bit. We expect a lot out of Casey Schroeder this year, and she tore her ACL in April, surgery at the beginning of May. So I don't know if she'll be ready for the beginning of the season, but she's working hard to get herself back.
Yeah.
Also had an incoming freshman, Hannah Haynes' younger sister Emily, tore her ACL in July, and she was pushing to get some varsity time. So we're a little bit of the injury bug, even though we're already a little shorthanded. But what that's going to do is open up opportunity for other girls.
And
we played 12, 13 girls on varsity this summer. Give them a chance. And some of them, I think they found out right away. They were a little out of their league, but they also know what they need to work on now, too.
Yeah. Coach Matt Carpenter has joined us here at halftime. We got the Warrior Band on the field performing halftime. It's 30-7. Northwood is leading the Warriors, and we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior halftime on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse, proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466, or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse, 574-457-8300. or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster, offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes, and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort, located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The Waterfront Restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Welcome back to Warrior Field. Jamie McAdams alongside girls basketball coach and math teacher Matt Carpenter. Gave Alan Koblenz a little break, Matt, and we'll continue on. I don't know if it's everything you talked about, but your position is near and dear to my heart because I was involved with the girls basketball program for some 17 years with Coach Zolman, and my daughter was a player, and we actually coached against each other when you were at Goshen when I was a freshman coach. So
that takes me back to my early years there. We had a couple of years where you'd have 6 girls, I'd have 6 or 7, and we'd throw the ball out there and get them to play hard. But
good times. And back then I knew you kind of had interest in becoming a head coach at sometime in your life, and little did I know it'd be at Wawasee. But we're glad to have you. You're a great mentor for the girls, excellent math teacher, and just a good role model. And so you become a good friend of mine as well, and wish you all the success in the world. Now, you got a few girls left out on the team this year that when I left the high school coaching, I went down and coached for Coach Zolman at the middle school, and I got one girl, Casey Schroeder, is really near and dear to my heart. And you probably talked a little bit about her, but I didn't hear that. And the knee's coming along, and
yeah, she's coming along. She had, and I told Alan she had surgery at the beginning of May. So 6 to 9 months puts her, towards the beginning of our season. Realistically, in middle of November. But I know she's shooting for middle of October. So she's coming along right now. Where she needs to progress to is to cutting. And some of the quick movements. So she's regained a decent amount of strength right now. Still working on mobility. That's coming a long way. So in order to be that playmaker, though, she's going to need the quick movements, and that's coming too. I think she got her brace either today or that's coming early next week, and that'll help too to help in the transition a little bit.
The big thing with that, I know, when the other girls that we've coached that had knees was coming back off of that surgery and then finally getting into action and really knowing that you can cut and make those quick movements, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
so,
so once we get, once she does that with nobody out there, that'll be a step. But then she's also going to have to, like you said, gain that confidence for a game-type movement, and that's only going to come with experience, and that's only going to come with time. So I know, there's times that she's frustrated about it because she wants to be with her teammates, and she wants to be able to do everything. But she's working hard and everything she can do right now to make sure that she puts herself in the best position to come back as quick as possible.
Great kid, great attitude, hard worker, good leader. Thoroughly enjoyed coaching her in the middle school, and I knew she'd be a good player at the high school level, and really broke my heart to know that she'd tore her knee up last year. But we got a few other girls that I coached down there too, as well as Hannah Lancaster, Caitlin Wardinger, and who else is returning this year?
So 4 letter winners that I know for sure that are coming back, and that's those 3 that you mentioned, and then Danielle Jenkins as a returning sophomore. So 2 seniors, a junior, and one sophomore.
Yeah.
But then we've got some other, incoming juniors and sophomore, and a couple freshmen that are going to push for time, I think, this year.
Good. Watching Jenkins a little last year, I thought she's got, real athletic ability, and at times didn't seem like she had the confidence last year, but she really did a nice job for a freshman, and I think she'll be one of your better players this year.
Yeah, her skill set is outstanding. You watch her, and you watch her with the ball. She sees the floor really well. She's got a nice shot when she can get in rhythm. It's just, last year was a growing experience for her. Thrown into the fire a little bit. Try not to do it too much to her, but at the same time, when she gives your team best chance for success, I'm going to play her.
You got to.
You got to do that as a coach and let her learn. So, she did a lot of that last year. She came up big in some key moments for us. And, throughout this summer, was able to log some time. And, I think as she gets out there and gets consistent minutes now and she becomes a little bit more of a focal point, ball in her hands a little bit more, I think you're going to see all that skill set come through now with the confidence.
She's going to have to be one of your leaders because you just don't have that many returners. So
yeah,
we're down to about 8 seconds left here, Matt. So I'm going to let you go. I appreciate the time, and sure appreciate you coming up. And I wish you all the luck in the world this season. And we'll be watching from the skies. You're going to have Coach Zolman and Coach Brady.
Oh, man.
Two blasts from the past doing the radio for you. So
I tell you
that'll
what,
be a lot of fun.
I might have to hook up with them here before games and say, all right, guys, what kind of advice do you got? You got years of experience there.
There's a lot of it there, and they're good guys. So.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
I appreciate Coach Carpenter joining us here. We'll get rearranged here and get back to football action here in a little bit. A couple minutes left on the clock, about 2.5 minutes, and good to hear from Coach Carpenter.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. He's an excellent teacher, and just he's really doing it the right way. He's building it from the ground up. He's got a lot of stuff going on in the lower grades. And,
they work hard.
There's going to be some tough times ahead. But over time, all that stuff's going to come to the surface, and he'll build it back and be successful again. He's got some really good kids back this year, hard-working kids. Doesn't have a lot of size. But,
I told him that. He said, well, thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah. I didn't bring it up the second time when I was with him. But
Well,
we're back at Warrior Field. The Warriors trail 30-7. We got a minute 40 on the clock before the second half starts.
Well, why don't we take another break, Jamie, and we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Foyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Foyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Foyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Halftime coming to an end here at Warrior Field. Northwood up 30-7 at halftime. Jamie, you got some scores from the area. Why don't you get those caught up for us? And
Couple surprise here. Northridge led Warsaw 14-0 in the second quarter, and Warsaw came all the way back at the end of the third quarter. Warsaw 28, Northridge 14. Little surprising there. At the half, DeKalb's at 14-6 leader over the Columbia City Eagles. And also at the half, Tip Valley's come back to take a 26-14 lead over Whitco. And Concord continues to lead Goshen 24-3.
okay, so Wawasee's going to start with the ball this half. That's been their only offense. Dylan Hepler's 98-yard return. And that's been really the lone scoring for the Warriors. So Sanchez will be teeing it up for Northwood. Looks like they're going to have Hepler and Salazar back again. Ball's going to be fielded by Hepler at the 3-yard line again, and he's up the middle again. Slowed down a little bit, comes to the right side, tries to go to the outside, juking around a little bit. He's up at the 25, ended, and now he's going to be running backwards. So originally was up to the 25.
They're going to mark it
kind of
about
ran
the
backwards.
23, it looks like.
Yeah. Try to make something happen there. So as we start the second half here, Wawasee, let me run down what they had the first half here. First two possessions were turnover on downs. Third possession really wasn't a possession. That was a kickoff that we returned for a touchdown. Then we started to get loose with the ball. We had an interception, a punt, a fumble, and then another punt to end the half. So let's see if we can get the offense going. Eschbach's going to be out in the shotgun with Pete to his right-hand side. Hepler's coming in motion right now, and the snap's going to be on the ground, and Eschbach's going to have to fall on it back at the 10-yard line. That is not how you want to start the second half.
No, I believe our snappers, Higgins Slusher, and he's had a couple bad snaps tonight. He's put us in a hole. And I know Higgins is frustrated with that as anybody. So
yeah, he doesn't want to see that happen.
He doesn't want to see that happen. He feels like he's letting his teammates down. But it is what it is. We got the ball at the 11-yard line. It'll be second and 23 for the Warriors. 30-7.
Coach talked about trying to stay ahead of the chains a little bit, trying to make manageable downs, and second and 23 is not manageable. So 10-yard line, Eschbach's going to be flanked on his right-hand side by Kean Pete. Eschbach goes back to pass, and he's going to throw out to the right-hand side. Caught out there by, looks like Stephen Hans cut that.
Yeah, Stephen Hans got that, number 10.
Yeah, number 10 catches that out there. He runs an out pattern, catches it at about the 17, runs up to the 20-yard line, where he's going to be taken down, and Wawasee's going to have at least a little more manageable third down. 3rd and 13 from the 19-yard line they're going to mark it at. Good catch that time by Steven. Nice little pattern. He ran it out, and Eschbach, probably one of his better throws he's had, hit him in stride.
He turned it up for a nice little gain. 3rd and 13.
So Eschbach's going to send 3 receivers to his left. Single back is going to be Key and Pete beside him. Blitz up the middle coming this time. Eschbach's got a little bit of time. He's going to scramble outside. He's going to try to make one man miss. He does. He spins out. He's got it across the 30-yard line. He goes out of bounds there.
Wow, that's surprising.
Man, he was at the 30-yard line. He needed to get to the 33. And he stepped out instead of trying to run a guy over. And that's going to bring up 4th down. He made a first guy miss with a really nice move, spun out of that next one, and that's where you like to see him try to go for the first down instead of stepping out of bounds.
Try to bowl through him. You may not make it, but you get to give the effort.
Right.
He stepped out of bounds.
So obviously he's going to have to punt to open the second half here on their first possession. They're going to be 3 and out. Johnson has punted well. He had the one time he fumbled, and that didn't help him, but Yoder's going to be back deep for Northwood about his 30-yard line. High snap, but Johnson corrals it, comes down. Good high kick. It's not going to be as long. He's going to hit it at the 40-yard line and bounce sideways where Wawasee's going to down it right there. So Northwood's going to take over their first possession of the first half. Is going to be at the Wawasee 41-yard line.
Parker Young downed it right at the 41.
Yep,
the
good
ball
coverage.
took a bad bounce. It kind of bounced back upfield a little bit.
And with a good returner back there, I mean, good athlete in Bronson Yoder, you don't want to give him a chance, but at the same time, it's a little shorter than what some of his other ones have been. But a good high kick. Unfortunately for the Warriors, it didn't get a good bounce for him.
Well, the Warriors are back on defense where they've been most of the night. And, I give these kids credit. They just keep fighting and keep working and battling. And they don't get down. They just keep playing.
Yep.
And you got to give them credit.
So Northwood's going to come out in power football. They got one running back, and they're going to flip it to Miller going around the left-hand side this time. He's got a couple blockers in front as he cuts back across the 50. Going to be the 45-yard line. He's going to bull his way to the 43-yard line. That's going to be about a 14, 15-yard gain on first down as they go across midfield. Going to mark it down at the 44-yard line. Good start for Northwood.
So much movement in this offense in the backfield. There's 3 or 4 guys running different directions. So it's probably really hard to key on where the ball is.
I would love to have my brother. We ran this offense exactly what they're running here in high school, and he could probably tell you. He was a quarterback. He could probably tell you the offense and what play they're running because it is a similar formation. So this time Yoder's going to keep it himself and go up the middle. He's going to have a good solid 5-yard gain on first down to the 39-yard line, and moving forward.
Yeah. Clock's running. We're down to almost 9 minutes left in the third quarter. First possession for Northwood of the half. Ball at the 40-yard line.
The truth is, Northwood's possessions in the first half, they didn't have a ton of time of possessions because they had a couple times that they just scored really quick, some long runs. So Yoder's going to bring a guy in motion. This time it's going to be Miller. He's going to fake the handoff and keep himself around the left-hand side. Crosses the 35 and goes out at the 32-yard line out of bounds. But that's going to be enough for a first down for Northwood.
Unfortunately, we don't have spotters up here to help us out, and we certainly don't have stats, so can't provide those things, but I'm sure Northwood's probably leading in the stats and first downs.
Yeah, the stats would definitely be in their favor.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The scoreboard indicates that they're winning, and they're winning on the field.
Statistically all the way around.
So they're going to send a single receiver to the left-hand side with wing backs each way. Malone's going to be to the right of Yoder that time, and he does hand off this time coming back. Check that. Actually, they had brought their backup quarterback and newcomer, and he handed off to Yoder that time. Yoder's going to gain 11 yards, so he's going to be down to the 23-yard line. Northwood again moves the chains. So they're sustaining the drive this time. Newcomer's going to stay at quarterback, single receiver to the left. Wing back in motion, going to hand off this time. It's hard to see the number on that, but he's crossed the 20, 15, down inside the 10-yard line. Just power football right there.
Absolutely.
And then it was just Yoder again running that.
Yeah, that was Yoder.
So they put Yoder in at the H-back position. Warriors are trying to run somebody else on the field right now, and they're running too fast right there. Wawasee's going to have too many people on the field, but it's not going to matter as Yoder takes it in for another Northwood touchdown on the handoff. they're going to decline that penalty, and they're going to take the touchdown, and they're going to move that up to 36-7 as Northwood takes their first possession of the third quarter. Wawasee had to punt on theirs. Wawasee tried to run a guy onto the field, didn't get him off in time. Had too many men on the field, but it didn't matter as Northwood handed off to one, probably, as you mentioned earlier, one of the best players in the NLC, Bronson Yoder. Whether he's running as a running back or a quarterback, he's a great athlete. So they're going to bring Sanchez on for the extra point right now. Snap back, hold down. Sanchez kicks it.
Still got it up.
Wow. The high snap there that the holder about took off with it, but then decided to put it down, and Sanchez kind of ran, stopped, but still kicked it. And that's a good play.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for Northwood, that kind of play right there is what you practice for a tight game.
Sure.
And give them credit for that play.
37-30 Northwood. 37-7 rather. Northwood up by 30.
We would take 37-30, yeah.
Bronson Yoder, Eschbach said this morning in the radio show that he was a really good player, and the film doesn't lie. He's everything that he said and more. Very impressed. Newcomers also done a nice job. And, you know, when you got a player like that who can play the quarterback position but also then go out and play other positions.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know.
You move him around the field, and then the defense doesn't know how to handle him.
Right.
He's been at receiver. He actually caught a touchdown pass. He's been at wingback. Obviously, he's been at quarterback most of the time, but it does two things. First of all, you move him around the field, you don't know how to defend him, but then you've got Newcomer, who's a sophomore, coming in as a quarterback, and you're really just helping to build your program for the future.
Sure.
Yoder's a senior, and he'll move on, but you're going to have a quarterback who's took a lot of snaps with Newcomer in there.
Tons of
and
experience.
he throws the ball well.
Very confident.
He's a little shorter, not built like Yoder right now, but he's only a sophomore, and he'll be in the weight room, and by the time he's a senior, he'll probably look a lot like Bronson Yoder.
Yeah, it also tells you how smart Bronson Yoder is.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent to be able to know all the plays from different positions.
Yeah. So Sanchez is going to tee it up. Hepler and Salazar are going to be deep again. It's going to be a line drive kick that Salazar is going to field at the 7-yard line. Return middle, Salazar is at the 10-15. Breaks the tackle across the 20-yard line to the 22-yard line, where Wawasee will start their second possession of the second half.
Well, we're at that point, Alan, 37-30. You're just trying to get better at what you do. You're probably not going to win the game, but you're just trying to get better at what you do.
Well, sometimes you don't compete against the team across the field. You compete almost against yourself sometimes, and that's kind of where it is right now in this game. The chances of you win it kind of slim, but you start planning things for next week. You start trying to do things, and you may put a few players in here and there and see what you can get. So Eschbach's going to stay in at quarterback, and he's going to be in shotgun formation. Going to bring two receivers to the left with Hepler now in motion. We're going to fake the handoff to Hepler and give it to Pete. He's going to be met in the backfield and struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage even.
A
good penetration. Yeah. Good penetration by Northwood's defensive line. And we haven't talked a lot about Northwood's defense, but they've been solid. Northwood is not a big team size-wise. Their line and our line are really comparable size-wise. Northwood actually only runs 3 defensive linemen, and they run 8 defensive backs or linebackers. And you can tell that although they're not big, they're fast. They fly around the field. And in some regards, you don't know who you're going to block because they're so far off the line.
Absolutely.
So Eschbach's going to be in shotgun formation. He's going to run Hepler in motion again. He's going to fake to Hepler. He's going to go down sideline, and Josh has got to cut at the 40-yard line. 50-yard line, breaks the tackle across the 45, down inside the 40. Josh Slayball out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Good crossing route that time, and Eschbach hit Slayball. Hit him in stride, and Slayball made one guy miss.
Josh is very quick.
Very quick.
Good
athlete.
Opening, and he can fly.
Yep. So the Warriors are going to be inside of Northwood territory. They're down at the 32-yard line on that positive play. That was the best ball by far that Eschbach has thrown tonight.
Without a doubt, and right in stride, and then a terrific run by Slayball.
Mm-hmm. So let's see if the Warriors can build off a little momentum they got on that play right there as they move into Northwood territory at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Eschbach is going to be in a backfield with Pete to his right-hand side, kind of a pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left. He's going to hand it off to Pete, who's got 1 block. He makes the first guy miss, and then he got ball's on the ground. Fortunately for the Warriors, somebody is there as the ball pops out, and one of the linemen Castro falls on that one.
Justin Castro fell on that.
Sophomore. He's got a good future. Big kid. I had him in class. Great kid last year, and a big kid for a sophomore, and he's only going to get bigger.
Yep.
And fortunately, he was in the right place, right time. That was about a 5-yard game, but the ball bounced sideways. They're going to go backwards a couple yards, so it's going to be a 2nd and 7 from the 31-yard line for the Warriors. Eschbach is going to be flanked this time by Brown in the backfield. He's going to send Hans in motion. Brings the second guy also in motion
David
as
Conley.
they are running a 2 tight end set, and they've been running to this side as Brown is going to be met in the backfield again. Good penetration by the Northwood line as that one's going to go backwards, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Again, Al, we're maybe not playing to win this one, but the bottom line at the end of the year, you got the tournament, and that's what you're playing for.
Yeah, you are, and let's be honest. There's what do we got here? We got a flag on the play. So we got a sideline warning on Wawasee. So you get one warning that doesn't result in any yardage. Eschbach was on the field. Coach Eschbach was on the field talking to his player about the play, and the official didn't like that. I mean, I'm not sure why he can't. I think you're allowed to do that, but nonetheless, they didn't like it, so they're going to give him a warning. Next one will be a penalty yardage-wise. So still 3rd and 9. Evan Eschbach, quarterback, is going to send Brown out in motion. He's going to have a lot of pressure out there, and Brown's going to be met right as he catches the ball, makes that first guy miss, but he isn't going to make the second or third guy miss. And that's going to gain no yards as it's going to bring up 4th down from the 34-yard line. They're trying to get part of it back on that play, Jamie, but didn't get anything out of it. So it's going to be 4th and 10.
Looked like he had a seam for a second, but the defense closed fast and shut it down. So we're going to go 4th.
Yeah, we're on their side of the field. It's 4th and 10 at the 30.
And there's another flag.
30-some yard line. And I know this is. I'll just talk about the official right now. I mean, we'll make the call. So the whole reason for the sideline warning is so that you don't run an official over. You're not on the sideline. He was trying to yell to his team. Coach Eschbach had come out there, and it really didn't bother anybody. He's 10, 15 yards behind where the official is, and there's some vendetta, I guess, the official has against it. That's unfortunately, as an official, you need to know the game. I mean, it is 37-7 right now.
You're trying to
Why
coach your
penalize? Why penalize the Wawasee team in a situation like that doesn't have any bearing on the field?
So, like anything else, there's got to be some common sense and flexibility.
I understand what he's trying to say, but this time the sideline warning is going to be marched back against the Warriors. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to be 4th down and 15 now. They're going to stay with it. Unfortunately, I could just see the head official coming over and talking, and the head official is going to talk to his guy and tell him, don't throw the flag on that, because he didn't want to call anything, but he didn't have a choice. He's got to back up his guys on that. It's been a well-officiated game. It's not like they've done a poor job. All right, so Northwood's going to call a timeout right now, and we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, power chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626, or online at GoshenHomeMedical.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
All right, Warrior Field, we're in the third quarter, 5:11 to go in the third quarter, 37-7 right now. Northwood has invaded Warrior Field, Jamie, and kind of doing what you'd expect a 4-0, number 4 ranked team in the state to do against a team that has yet to get a win.
Yep, and Warriors keep playing hard, keep pushing, and we're facing 4th and 15 from our own 39 after that senseless penalty. And I'll just call it what it is.
It was sideline encroachment. The sideline official threw it against the coach. The head guy's talking to him right now, trying to explain stuff to him. I mean, it really was a case of saying it doesn't affect the play. And you and I have had talks like this with officials as we've coached.
Yep.
know the game, make a sensible call. The rules are meant to govern the game, but if the penalty is a senseless penalty that is not impacting the game, why call it?
Exactly. I mean,
the game is not about you as an official.
In basketball, they have the coaching box, but, I mean, how many times you ever see him say anything about the coach being out of the box? He's coaching his team and trying to do.
And that's exactly what Eschbach was doing. He was trying to talk to his team. He's 15 yards behind the play. He's not. He doesn't have any bearing on what's going on, and the guy throws a penalty. So, anyway, it is what it is, and we'll get back to what we're here for, and that's playing football. So, 4th down and 15 is what the result of that is. Eschbach's going to be in the shotgun formation. He's going to send 3 receivers to his left. Northwood is going to drop, now going to bring pressure. Eschbach throws it deep, and he had Hepler open on the break outside and just overthrew him.
Yep.
Had a man coming up his face and didn't have enough time to see it, but kind of anticipated where Hepler would be, and he was outside of that area.
Too much pressure. He had to throw it quicker than he wanted to, and he overthrew. Dylan Hepler was wide open down the sideline.
Yep, he was.
Northwood takes over on downs. They'll take it over at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. We're down to 5 minutes left in the third quarter here at Warrior Field. 37-7. Wawasee trails Northwood in this NLC game.
So Northwood is going to send 1 receiver to the left, and they're going to have a penalty here. Something blowing a whistle. So, it looks like Wawasee called a timeout.
Yeah,
so Wawasee called a timeout prior to the snap. Wawasee had 1 guy that was missing and was supposed to be out on the field. So Hepler wisely calls a timeout because we're missing one of our linemen, and good smart play by Hepler on that, but we got to know where we're going on that, and those are the things that frustrate you as a coach. I mean, you I know you're making substitutions at times, but if you're going to be on the field, you got to know you're out there.
Those are some of the little things that Coach talked about this morning, and it's just over and over and over, and you keep thinking over time you're going to eliminate a lot of those.
Yeah, and you hopefully do, but on that one they didn't. I know this week they're running a little bit different. They're running 5 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers, or 4-4, 4 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers, trying to put 8 in the box to stop the Northwood's run. So it's a little different alignment than what they normally do, but still, you this point in the game, you hope they don't have that. So after the timeout, Northwood's going to come out with 1st and 10. Again, the ball is going to be on the Warrior 39-yard line. Northwood in control right now. Wawasee trying to stop him this time on this possession. Yoder's going to be in shotgun, and he's going to run the ball to his left-hand side. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, but again, as he's done most of the time, he's going to move the pile forward, and he's going to gain about 3 yards.
Stacked him up pretty well at the line of scrimmage, but he still pushed forward for 3 yards. And now we've got an injury on the field.
So it looks like we got a Warrior down right now on the field. Slow to get up is one of the Warriors, and that's going to be
that's Tipping.
Tipping. Tipping's
yeah,
one of their best. He's one of their best players on the line. Yeah. He's had a solid game, and fortunately, he's able to come off the field on his own power, but kind of holding his arm as if he may have something with his shoulder. Hopefully, it's nothing. He's just a little stinger. Sometimes those things happen. Tough kid. He really is one of our better defensive and offensive linemen.
His brother's redshirted down at Marion College in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So.
Some big boys, boys right there. Okay, so Northwood now is going to be faced with 2nd and 7. We're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line. Yoder in the backfield by himself with a bunch to his left. He's going to follow that bunch around the left-hand side. He's going to be met about 5 yards down the field, and he's going to go down at the 47, 46-yard line. It's going to bring a short 3rd down and 2.
Yeah.
Good to see Tipping coming back on after just being off that one play. So
shook it off and
is back in.
Concord's the leading Goshen 27-3 in the 3rd. Warsaw 34, Northridge 14.
That's a shocker.
A real shocker as they play in the 3rd.
Northridge was up 14-0 to start that game, and Warsaw's rolled off 34 straight points. So Yoder's going to be in the backfield, flanked on both sides. This time he's going to bring a man in motion and fake it to him and going to go forward. Pyle's moving forward as Yoder just continues to bull his way across the 50-yard line to the 47.
Those Warsaw Tigers will be coming here in 2 weeks for homecoming.
Yep. That'll be homecoming week. Northwood hurries to the line of scrimmage. Yoder this time is going to pass the ball. Passes down the field and it's going to be broken up by Linderas. Good job by Jesse Linderas. Malone was on the receiving end of that, and the intended receiver was open for a while until Linderas jumped over top and did a nice job of breaking that up.
He was ahead of Linderas, but he jumped high enough and tipped the ball at the last second. Nice play by the defense.
Ball kind of floated a little bit as Yoder tried to pass that. So Newcomer is going to come in now as a quarterback, and Yoder is going to be split out to the right-hand side with 2 receivers. Northwood's going to run 2 running backs. This time they're going to swing it outside, and that ball is going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage and fortunately falls incomplete.
And guess who the intended receiver was? Bronson Yoder.
Yeah, trying to get the ball to their best playmaker. Yeah. That's about what they do. And you don't blame him because he is really solid.
He's outstanding. He really is.
So with 4:21 on the third quarter clock, Northwood, we were just talking about that score. Northwood is up 37-7. 3rd and 10 from the 47-yard line, or 48-yard line, excuse me. So we got Newcomer at quarterback again, and he's going to actually going to hand it off to Malone this time. He's going to go around the left-hand side, met there by the Warriors side of the defense. Hagen Slusher looks like he is in on that tackle. Got about a 3 or 4 yard gain, so it's going to be 4th and a long 6, probably going to call it 7 yards now. And Northwood, being in our territory now, is probably going to go for it.
Yeah. Possibly a pooch kick again like they ran earlier. But
they did with Malone, with Newcomer there. Looks like right now Newcomer is going to be there. We're going to call offsides on Wawasee. So the play hadn't even started. Wawasee, I assume, lined up offside, and that's going to give them 5 of the 7 yards needed, bringing up now a 4th and 2.
That's interesting.
From the 40-yard line.
Directly down the 45-yard line where the ball was, and I did not see anybody offsides.
Yeah, that was curious. Anyway, they saw something we didn't see. 3:46 and counting on third quarter clock. 4th and 2. Warriors got to get some penetration on this play right here and see if they can shut the Northwood Panthers down. You got Newcomer in the shotgun formation. He's going to follow in there. Check that. Yoder is going to follow in there, and he's going to bowl his way across the 45-yard line easily for the first down to the 43-yard line when he stopped, bringing up another first down for the Northwood Panthers.
He just gets a head of steam up, and he just plows over 3 or 4 people and then falls another 3 yards forward. He's a battering ram there.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. So this time they're going to run Yoder out to the side, and they're going to bring Newcomer in at the quarterback position on 1st and 10. They're going to split 2 receivers, one each way. Going to have 1 running back. That's Malone. That's beside Newcomer. Newcomer's going to run it himself to the right-hand side. Good penetration, but he spins out of that one. Good run by Newcomer. The initial guy was RJ Wright for the Warriors, had him in the backfield, but Newcomer made a nice move, spun out of that one, and then gets about 6 yards on that play.
Ken Pete made a nice open field tackle to bring him down.
Yeah.
Warsaw 37, Northridge 14 now. They're laying it on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Plymouth leads Memorial 14-6.
So 2nd down from the 28-yard line, 2nd and 4. Newcomer's going to be in the shotgun formation. Malone is to his left hand this side. Going to fake to Malone and keep it himself and go right up the middle. Makes the first guy miss and drops the ball. It's fumbled. I think the Warriors got it.
Wawasee recovered.
He went around the guy, went around Dylan Hepler, and Hepler reached in as he was going around, and Hepler stripped the ball from Newcomer, and the Warriors are going to take over.
Nice job, Dylan Hepler. Stripped him, he may have gone for a touchdown.
I think you're right, Coach. He was there. What are they?
Now, what are they saying?
What are they calling? They got a penalty on the play, I think.
Oh, my.
It was a fumble on the play. The Warriors are recovered. There's some discussion with the officials right now, and I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Dylan Hepler's beside himself.
Must be against the Warriors because Hepler had made the recovery on that, and now they're going to have a conference. Jamie, you weren't here 2 weeks ago, but they had this same type of conference stuff that happened, and again, we're not the guys that officiate are not paid professionals like you would see at higher levels, but you're taking way too long to make these calls. I mean, they just have to make these calls, and you got to let people know what's going on, and I mean just. So the head official's coming over to the Wawasee sideline to explain something to Coach Eschbach. So I'm not sure what he's explaining. Maybe he'll give us some signal up here and see what happens.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
So we got a hold against the Warriors.
But they marked it, Coach, from the spot of after the run.
Okay, so it was a holding against the Warriors, but it wasn't a pass play. It was a run play. And I'm not sure how you can have a hold on the defense when it's a run play. And I'm not sure how it goes from the point of where he fumbled forward from that point.
If there's a hold,
All right.
you got to take it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Something's awry.
So here's what's going to happen now. Northwood is going to have the ball at the 10-yard line, and they're going to have first and goal from there. Yoder's going to be in the shotgun formation. Yoder's going to hand off to Malone around the right-hand side, and he's going to go in for a touchdown.
Walks in for a touchdown.
Yep.
You know, Coach, how many times can you have things go against you that you can keep coming back?
All right.
That's just tough, man. I mean,
well, when you are the team that's on the bottom end of the score and you get a play that's a positive play, but then there's a call. I don't know. Maybe there was a penalty. I don't know what, but it's curious. I'm not sure what it is. I just don't get it. I'm not sure what they called on that. So Sanchez is going to be on for the extra point. Try to add a point to their lead, and it's going to be snap back, hold down, and it's going to go right through the upright. Sanchez is a nice-looking kicker.
Nice kicker, man. He's got a strong leg. 44-7, Warriors trail now. 2:03 left in the third quarter. And, you know, there's not a whole lot we can say at this point.
Right.
We've made enough of those little errors, penalties, you know, all the things that hurt you. And then all the things that you do well, a lot of times those are turned against you. It just makes it really, really tough.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting as we're up here in the booth, we're listening to there's Northwood. Now this is Northwood announcers up here beside us that are curious, questioning on the call. They basically are saying the same thing we've said. You can't have a play called the way it was called. It just wasn't right. Yeah. So nonetheless, it's not going to affect the outcome.
Result,
I mean, we know Northwood, barring some miracle, is going to win this game. But at the same time, when you as a player and a coach, you're competing and you're teaching your team to finish the game. Even if you're down, you finish the game and do the best you can. You hate to see things like that happen.
Yeah, you just feel like you got that one stolen from you.
Yeah, you got robbed on that one.
Yeah. And, you know, let's face it, Northwood's a superior team.
Oh, yeah.
No question about that.
I mean, there's no question about that. You play the game, though. So Sanchez is going to kick this one. It's going to be a squibber kind of that's going to go down. And Wawasee's going to pick it up at the 4-yard line where Salazar has a good run by Salazar. And he's going to be out across the 25-yard line. He was at the 5-yard line as that squibbed down, and he took it hard to his left and then cut up. Good run by Cam Salazar that time.
Nice run by Cam, and it was interesting there, Coach. He slipped down, had the ball, and his knee was on the ground.
Yeah,
technically he was down, but they didn't call it. And
I'm not sure how that one worked out, but Warriors going to take over there. They're going to take over at the 23-yard line now. See if they can get anything going here. They had a good play last time for a big gain to sleigh ball across the middle, and see if we can get anything going. Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself with 5 receivers. He's going to bring Gabe Moore in motion. He's going to catch. He's going to take the end around, and he's going to go across the 25-yard line. He's going to be tackled at the 28-yard line. Let's give him a gain of 3 on that one. 2nd and 7 from that point.
It looked like he had some daylight there, and Northwood closed fast and cut him down.
Got tripped up at that point, but Gabe Moore's got good speed. Came around the right-hand side, and wasn't able to break that one tackle. And again, that in some regards is the difference between their team and our team. The first guy does not tackle their players.
Yeah, they get through to the second level.
Yeah, Eschbach's going to hold on to it himself, and he's going to run it up the middle. Eschbach is going to be across to about the 30-yard line, where he gains about 3 yards. We're going to mark him down there, and we're going to bring up 3rd and 4. So 2 positive run plays for the Warriors as they try to stay balanced. Obviously, you can't just throw it every time.
We're down to under 50 seconds here in the third quarter. 3rd and 4 at our own 30. 44-7 Northwood.
So let's see what Eschbach dials up on 3rd and 4. Ball's with the Warrior 30-yard line. Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. He's going to have 2 receivers. Now he's going to have 3 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. He's going to bring Gabe Moore in motion. He's going to fake the handoff to him. He's going to roll out to the side, and he's got a guy open out here. It was Hepler. Good close on there by
Miller.
Yeah, good close on that by Northwood as they knocked the pass down intended for Hepler. And that's going to bring up 4th down, 4th and 4. It looked like he might get that pass in there, but a good job of closing on that time by the Northwood defender.
He had to throw it low.
Yep.
Hepler went down to get it, and Moore hit him right about the same time and jarred it loose.
Yep. So Johnson's going to be back to punt on 4th down, 20-some seconds here in the third quarter. Snap back. Johnson receives it. High punt. Going to be a little bit short. Let's see if we can get a better roll this time. Northwood gets out of the way and does roll really good. Starts at the 30-yard line. It's going to roll inside the 20.
Down to the
and that's going to be out to the 18-yard line. That's a good punt by Johnson that time.
Couple updated scores. Valley leads Whitco 32-14 and after 3. Concord 27-9 over Goshen in the fourth quarter. And in the fourth, Warsaw continues to lead Northridge 37-14.
Yeah, and he just got another one in for us. Plymouth and Memorial all knotted up at 14.
Nice.
That's a good game right there.
That's our opponent next week's the Rockies over at the Rock
we go
Pile.
over there. And it seems like they're down a little bit. They aren't as solid as they had been. As we mentioned, Memorial's a solid. They've improved a lot this year as well.
And, for Wawasee, you look down the schedule, and there's no easy team on it.
Right.
Every week is a dogfight.
Yep. So with 9 seconds to go, we could probably get one play off here as Northwood comes out. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. They're going to have one guy, one receiver to the left, and they're going to hand off to Malone, who's going to come to the right-hand side. Breaks out of the backfield and goes down the sideline. He's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Good tackle by Hepler. A good run by Malone for
good sportsmanship. Pick each other up.
Actually goes out of bounds, so I lied. There's going to be one more play in the third quarter.
Clock never started.
Well, it did. It was at 9 seconds.
Oh, it was 9.
Yeah, and it went down to 3 seconds. So 3 seconds to go. We're going to be 1st down again from the 36-yard line for Northwood. Yoder's in the backfield, and Miller comes in motion. Yoder's going to throw the ball this time on a slant pattern. Throws it low across to his wide out there. I'm not sure what number that is. Number 4 for them, Tanner Fenstra. So Tanner Fenstra is on the receiving end of that, or the intended receiver. Ball comes out low. And because it was an incomplete pass, we're going to have one more.
1 second left
in the third quarter. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line for Northwood. Northwood is going to have Yoder in the backfield with Malone to his side. 2 receivers to the left. Waits the shotgun formation. He's going to hand off again to Malone. Malone goes across the middle and crosses the 40-yard line for about a 4-yard gain. They're going to knock him down at the 41-yard line. That's going to end the third quarter. So we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways
Wawasee
program.
Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoon, Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Come back into Warrior Field. It's 3rd down and 6 from the 40-yard line. Going to fake the handoff, and Yoder's going to be back to pass. Rolls to his right, and he's going to throw it deep down the field, and it's going to be caught.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. I think they're going to call it a catch at the 29-yard line. Receiver slides down there.
Looked like his feet were across the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah,
but they're
that's
gonna give it to
Fenstra,
him,
who was the intended receiver on the last one, who comes back and catches this one, a pass from Yoder. Goes down the sideline on 3rd and 4, down inside the Warrior 28-yard line where they're going to spot that, where Northwood is going to have first down there.
11:40 and counting. 44-7 Northwood, driving inside the Warriors 30.
Newcomer comes in for the Northwood Panthers at quarterback now. He's going to bring in motion Miller. Miller's going to be met by the Warriors, but he's going to drag him forward for about a 9-yard. We've said that a lot tonight, and we're not exaggerating. They really are moving the pile every time they get hit.
One of the Warriors had reached in and was trying to pull the ball loose.
And they are tackling the ball. They're trying to strip them, which, you've got to do that.
Might as well.
Yep. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 1 from the 19-yard line. Northwood slowing the pace down right now. They're not in a hurry to run offense, which that's sportsmanship, and that's the way you should do it. You just take more time. Running a few more subs in there. Looks like you got Newcomer at quarterback, although he's played there a lot already. We're going to hand off, and this time
number 3.
Number 3 for them, Sellers, is a sophomore, who's going to be the running back. So we apologize if we aren't getting numbers in or putting subs in right now. So we'll get the numbers best we can, but they're going to move the chains again as he gets enough for the first down. He gets about 3 yards out of that. Ball's going to be spotted at the 16-yard line, excuse me. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Northwood at that point. Again, deliberately running the ball, running the clock, and they're just trying to run it.
I don't see number 9 out there for Northwood either.
To give him a little bit of a break right now. Newcomers quarterbacking right now with Malone to his side. They're going to hand off to Malone this side, who's got a big hole around the right side at the 10-yard line. He's going to go in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Touchdown Northwood.
Touchdown Northwood. We've said that a lot tonight as they put 50 points up on the board right now and waiting the extra point to be 51. A lot of weapons out there for Northwood. Their line isn't huge, but they're definitely creating holes when they block.
Very solid team.
Very solid team. And they talked about Northwood. They were a state contender last year. Went down there, a state runner-up, lost some talent from last year's team, but they still have talent.
Sure they do. Every year they have talent.
Yeah. Sanchez is going to line up for the extra point. Been impressed with him tonight. Done a good job. Holder had a nice hold last time on a high snap. We'll see what happens. Snap good this time. Hold down, and Sanchez is going to kick that through.
Drills it.
And that's going to be 51 right now for them. So we got 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as Northwood starts the fourth quarter with a touchdown.
Couple updates, Alan. Plymouth just scored, went ahead of Memorial. It's 21-14 in the fourth.
That's a good game there.
Concord ups their lead over Goshen to 34-9, and nothing more on Warsaw at this time.
Okay,
they're still leading 37-14.
All right, so the Warriors are hanging in there with 7 points still at the end of the third quarter. Let's see if they bring in their second string or just try to get some continuity with their first string. Kind of hard this time. As a coach, you obviously are playing for next week and playing beyond, but want to see the Warriors finish it out strong, and as we talked about, they have been. And you know what? These are good kids. I mean, we sometimes look at our high school athletes as if they're any less valuable because they're losing games, and they aren't. I mean, and we want to make sure that people understand that, and we don't feel that way. It's just, I mean, it's tough when you're losing. You want to win every time you play.
Yeah,
if you didn't, why would you play? But
teachers,
they're good. But they're good kids.
Part of this school system, we want our kids to be successful.
Sure.
And we have a lot of these kids in class, and they're good kids, and you want them to do well in school, and you want them to do well in the athletic field, and right now it's hard for them.
Right.
And, in some cases they take some abuse from other kids in school because they're not winning. And it's not fair, but again, that's adversity. And
you know what I do appreciate? We haven't mentioned it tonight, but the good student section out here tonight. Lumberjack country night. They got all their flannels on out there. It's got to be hot. I mean, we're in air conditioning in here and feeling good about it. But earlier tonight, it was really hot out there.
Yeah.
But good student section, and you appreciate seeing that.
Sure.
All right, so Hepler's going to receive the kickoff, and he's going to take it about the 15, and he's going to come out to the 31-yard line. We're going to see a little laundry on the field again.
It's been a lot of that.
Unfortunately, they're slowing the game down here.
Yeah.
So the official called something. It's going to be a hold or a trip or something against the Warriors from where that was thrown at. So instead of starting at the 31-yard line, they're going to march backwards and start further back this time.
You know, we talk about the little things, and you know, you look at a team like Northwood, very successful, very talented. They don't beat themselves.
Sure.
I honestly, I don't know if I remember anything.
Early in the game, they put the ball on the deck twice, the first
Right.
possession, and after that, everything's been solid. They really have.
I'm not sure I even remember a penalty going against Northwood.
That's a good point.
So they don't hurt themselves with penalties. And
well, they had the one roughing the passer penalty that was a big
that's true.
penalty, but you're absolutely right. They've had one illegal motion penalty, but outside of those things, they've been well coached. They're well disciplined. Nate Andrews does a good job over there, and they're just a good team.
They have athletes every year.
They do,
and good for them.
Yep.
That's what we strive to be eventually again. And
sure.
We're working at it. Kids are working hard.
Yep. So Eschbach's going to be remaining in at quarterback. He's going to be in a shotgun formation by himself with 3 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. Northwood's going to bring pressure, and Eschbach's going to throw it outside this time to Hepler as it's a low throw, but Hepler goes down and catches it. And we talk about it a lot so we got a little bit of discrepancy here. The outside official called it a catch. The inside official says no, it hit the ground. So now we have 2 officials disagreeing, and we have no replay in high school, obviously. Those 2 are just going to have to duke it out, and we'll see which one wins. Okay, so the outside official wins, and he calls it a catch. So ball is going to officially be spotted at 27, where we're going to give the Warriors a 6-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 4 from that position. That's one where Eschbach, we'd like to see him throw it a little bit higher because Hepler was wide open. He just had to go down to catch it.
That was a good catch.
Yeah. So 3 guys to his left, 2 to his right, as they're just going to throw it by all the time. I don't think it was caught. I think it was out of bounds. It should have been out of bounds. Okay, so it was caught out of bounds behind. So LaShawn Morris caught that one behind the line of scrimmage and just walked out of bounds. And he's going to lose about 5 yards. So now instead of 3rd and 4, we're going to be at 3rd and 9 from the 28-yard line as the Warriors go backwards on that play. Little swing pass out there to the back, and he didn't realize where he was on the field.
Plus, we're to the short side of the field,
right.
too.
So with 4 receivers to the right, a lot of pressure this time as they swing it out this time. A good block outside as LaShawn Morris has the pass this time, and he's going to gain a big. He's crossed the 35 and taken down at the 39-yard line. And
nice seam there. Had
nice
one
seam.
guy to beat and a defender on each side, and they closed on him and got him down at about the 30.
All right, so unfortunately,
38.
instead of being a first down, we're going to have more laundry on the field, and looks like it's going to be a hold against the Warriors. So
here's some of these are coming in awful late.
Well, we got a glare here, so we don't see the field exactly well, and it's kind of blend in with the lightish green turf field that we have here. But because it's a penalty against the Warriors, and it took place prior to the first down, they're going to march it from the 30-yard line backwards 10. From the 29 backwards 10 to the 19. So instead of 1st and 10 up at the 40-yard line, we're at 3rd and 12 from the 19, 3rd and 13.
And they start the clock again.
Clock running at 9:36.
3rd and 14 at our own 18.
You know, I'll be honest with you, that last one, you don't call that. I mean,
51-7.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. And the guy wasn't there was no one there. It wasn't like he was going to even make a play.
Yeah.
Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself. He's going to throw it inside. This time, Deshaun Morris catches the ball inside the 27, goes ahead to the 30-yard line. Going to make a short fourth and three at the 30-yard line, but in your own territory, they're going to punt.
Going to punt it out.
And, yeah, I mean, you don't need to play silly
No.
at this point in the game. Let's
you don't
punt.
make it, you're just handing them another touchdown.
Right.
So 8:45 and counting, 51-7. Braden
So
Johnson
Johnson's going to be back to punt. Ball at the 30-yard line. Snap back. Johnson receives it. Good high punt.
Booming kick. Nice spiral.
Oh, that one
great
hits.
bounce.
Great bounce.
Going to land inside. Stop it. Right at about the half-yard line.
Wow. That ball bounced from the 25-yard line and rolled inside the 5-yard line. It actually bounced huge. It wasn't just a short bounce. It was a big bounce. And
now what are they going to call? They're going to say,
oh, my goodness. There's no way that ball was touched at the 25-yard line. Are you kidding me? All right.
And it didn't go in the end zone.
No, it didn't. But what they're saying is the ball bounced off of a Warrior player. That's how it went that far.
Wow.
Okay. It's not going to matter in the outcome of the game, and they're a lot closer than we are. So 8:23, Northwood's going to bring a lot of backups in right now. They're going to bring Newcomer in the quarterback. They're just going to leave Malone in at a running back. He's been impressive.
Very much.
Solid, quick runner. They run him kind of as a fullback, but he's a scat back. He doesn't. And Malone's going to get it again and come around the right-hand side and going to be met at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to move the pile forward 3 yards as he comes across.
Very quick, but he's also a bruiser.
He is.
He can run through the pile as well as sprint past.
Yeah. Yep.
8:06 and counting. 2nd and 5. The ball's at the 30. Northwood in their own territory, moving west to east in the fourth quarter here at Warrior Field.
Northwood becomes deliberate, running the play clock down as they wait on the play coming in. Most of the plays in the later fourth quarter here have been running plays as they've tried to run the clock out. But, of course, they run the ball a lot anyways. Malone's going to get the handoff again, going to the right-hand side, a simple run play. Going to be met at the line of scrimmage and probably get about a yard, maybe 2 this time. Good job of stacking up the line of scrimmage by the Warrior defense up front.
Warriors are hanging tough, still playing hard.
Most of the starters are still in on defense for Wawasee, but some subs have just trickled in a little bit for both teams.
Yeah.
So 3rd and about 3, call it 3, maybe 4. Ball is going to be at the 32-yard line. Got to get it out to the 36, almost the 36-yard line. So Newcomer is going to be the quarterback still. He's in the shotgun formation, brings a man in motion, and they're going to run around to the right. He's got a hold. He's going to be across the 40,
gone.
50, 40-yard line. They might catch him, but 10-yard line, 5, touchdown. Yeah,
wow.
Good run that time by Sellers, Kyle Sellers, a sophomore backup running back.
Quick.
Yeah, it was a simple right hand. We've said it a lot. They've gone to the right side. That wasn't even a sweep. It was just simply number 3 hole to the right and broke it and outran Salazar at the end. Tackles him at about the 2-yard line, but he gets in.
Sanchez on for the extra point.
57-7. Has been impressive. They went for some 2-point conversions earlier just to work on that maybe. But Sanchez has got plenty of leg, and they've been doing a good job. So snap back down. This time it's going to line through, and it's going to be missed this time. Snap was a little bit low, and Sanchez didn't catch that one like he has the vast how many ever he's caught. But so we're going to stay at 57 right now. 57-50 with 6:48 to go in the game. Wawasee down big.
Got a couple updates, Alan. Final, Warsaw 37, Northridge 14.
Wow.
Coach Wogman took it on the chin tonight. That's a surprise.
Yeah.
And then an update from the Plymouth Memorial game. In the fourth, Memorial's tied Plymouth 21-21.
Good. Got a good game going over there in Plymouth, or at Plymouth. Or it might be at Memorial. I don't remember actually where we said that one's at. So Wawasee's going to await the kickoff right now. Trying to play the game out right now.
It's 57-7. 6:48 on the clock. Looks like we've got Gabe.
Got LaShawn Morris and Gabe Moore back there for the Warriors. So let a couple of the backups in there do some return work.
Sure.
Looks like Northwood's also going to send a different guy out to do the kicking this time.
It's number 30. It's hard to see in the...
Yeah, it is. Got the reflection like we talked about before. But
13.
So we got Jordan Grindle kicking right now for Northwood. Let's see what happens this time on the return. So it's going to be a high short kick. Going to bounce down there, and LaShawn's going to pick it up at the 20-yard line. Comes up the middle, and he gets hit right at the 20 and or 25, and is going to go ahead to the 30-yard line where the Warriors will start on offense there. So let's see what we get. If we get some backups in for the Warriors.
Eschbach's coming back out to quarterback. Got Jonathan.
So it looks like the Warriors are keeping their starters in as they're trying to, again, work for next week and see what they can do.
Hepler's
Northwood's
in,
bringing a lot of their
Hotz.
backups in. They had their backups in last time as well. All right. First down for the Warriors at the 30-yard line.
Warriors have a number 0, but he's not even on our program, so I'm not sure who that is. He's flanked out to the left side.
That's LaShawn Morris.
Is that right?
Yeah. So we're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct on Northwood. I don't know what happened there. I didn't see a flag even, but give him 15 yards for something. But anyway. Okay, so that's going to be at the 45-yard line where Wawasee starts this possession. Eschbach is going to be in the shotgun formation. They're going to send 5 receivers out, 3 to the right and 2 to the left. Looks like the Warriors are just going to be content to throw the ball from this point. A lot of pressure on him. Hits Hepler on the slant. Hepler's met at the 50-yard line. Goes into the 40 or across to the 48-yard line where he's down there with a good solid gain on first down.
Yep. Another final, Concord 34 over Goshen 9. Plymouth Memorial still tied at 21 in the fourth. Warriors will be second down and 4 at the Northwood 48.
So Eschbach's going to be in the shotgun formation. He's going to have, again, 3 receivers to his right and 2 to his left. Going to throw outside to Hepler, who throws a guy down off of him and then goes across the 40-yard line. Good stiff arm by Hepler that time as he threw the defender down to the ground and just went around him.
Picked up a Warrior first down.
Yep, take that down the field a little bit.
Right at the 40-yard line.
So we marched into Northwood territory at the 40-yard line. Wawasee's obviously just trying to throw the ball right now.
Nice to see him get another score tonight.
Yeah.
A little momentum for next week.
Yep. So 3 receivers again to the right, 2 to the left. They've been running the no guys in the backfield. Northwood's been blitzing on this, and they've just been kind of dinking and dunking. Hits LaShawn Morris on the flats again at the 35-yard line. Tackled about the 31-yard line. Good 9-yard gain on first down. And again, they're just dinking and dunking on that. So we're going to bring up a 2nd and 1. Ball at the 31-yard line. Warriors are not truly in a hurry up. I mean, they're not huddling, and they never do, but they're trying to get to the line a little bit quicker right now, but not as quick as if it's a 2-minute drill. So they're going to bring LaShawn Morris in motion. He's available down the middle, and Hans was looking the other way and tried to hit him, but ball's a little behind him and didn't have a chance. So tried to hit the tight end down the middle. The ball was a little bit behind him.
They were on the same page, and Steven had been looking. He might have been able to catch it.
He might have been able to, yeah. Looked like they were trying to set a screen up that time and drew the eyes of the defense over here and then tried to go down the middle with it. And if the pass would have been on him, it could have been successful.
Still 3rd and 2. We need to pick up the first down here to keep the drive alive.
It's 2-down territory. No guys in the backfield, though, so looks like it may run a little short screen or may try to run. Eschbach may try to run it right there. So, again, 3 receivers. short pass is incomplete. Goes off the hands of the receiver. LaShawn Morris was the intended receiver on that, and obviously with being in Northwood territory, we're going to go for it on 4th down.
As has been most of the night, Eschbach had a couple guys
when
in face.
When you send 5 receivers out in the pattern, you're not going to have a lot of time, especially as Northwood blitzes and sends people in there.
He's all alone in the backfield. There's nobody there to block.
Yeah.
So we're coming up 4th down and 2 now, 5:03 to go.
4th and 2, again, they're going to send 5 receivers out in the pattern. You got 4 to the right and 1 to the left. Northwood's going to be blitzing on this one. So there's going to be a quick slant pattern or get one of the guys quick, and then Wawasee's going to call a timeout before the play goes off. Coach Eschbach didn't like a little bit of play clock running down, and we're going to be right back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Well, Alan, we got 5:03 to go. The Warriors are facing 4th and 2 at the Northwood 30. So we're going to run it, or do you pass it?
You know, we've been running 5 receivers, and we haven't had any success running it. So I don't see us running it. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe they do. They do bring a – well, Hepler's just talking in the backfield right now. So the 4th down, just out of the timeout. They're calling it 4th and 1. It's a long 1, short 2, however you want to look at it. Well, he's got to get across the 30-yard line. He's in the backfield by himself. Looks like Northwood's going to be blitzing. There he is, across the middle, caught by Hans, and Hans is going to go in for a touchdown.
Stephen
Good
Hans.
job, Stephen Hans.
Yeah.
Caught him in a blitz, hit Hans across the middle as a hot receiver, and good job by Eschbach. Put it on him, and Stephen caught it and kept going.
Puts another 6 on the board for the Warriors. It's 57-13. And looks like Braden Johnson's going to come in and try the PAT.
Yep. Good successful play on 4th down. We talked about whether they're going to run it or pass it, and with the way they were blitzing on that, it's probably a good thing they did pass it. Hans is in a slot / tight end position, kind of run that stand-up tight end position that Iowa used to run. Catches a pass across the middle and scores. Braden Johnson on for the extra point right now. Snap back, hold down, kick up. Looks like he missed it to the right. Yep. That was off to the right as he pushed that one. Didn't get it all the way through. We saw Braden Johnson earlier in the game attempt a 53-yarder, Jamie, and it was wide left, but had all the distance. It would have gone through like above the crossbar at 53 yards had it been straight enough.
He's getting some looks from some schools to kick, and wish him all the best on that. 57-13. We got 4:57 left.
So I know you remember this. ABC Monday Night Football. Turn out the lights, the party's over, right?
Right.
Long time ago. Howard Cosell, you had Dandy Don
That was
Meredith.
Dandy Don Meredith. That was before your time, wasn't it?
No, it was not.
Oh,
Believe it
wow.
or not, I do remember that, and I was around for that. But that was when I was maybe like 1 or 2.
Oh, real young.
No, I was a little older than that. But if that were the case, I think they'd have been saying that.
They'd be singing
probably
the song about third quarter
About
here.
third quarter. We just don't know the final score. We just are waiting for the clock to run out. Northwood obviously is a superior team to the Warriors tonight and on the season too. Undefeated, number 4 in 4A. Good solid high school football team with a very good athlete in Bronson Yoder, who they moved from quarterback to running back and just utilize him all over the field.
Best player, you got to get the best player.
And they do a good job with it.
And
not a huge team, not really big, but they're very, very well coached. Good discipline on the line. They know where they're going, and they had holes all over all night.
We got some good teams in our sectional, so it
Oh,
won't be a cakewalk for them. But
absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yep. So Braden Johnson's going to tee that thing up, and it's going to go back in the end zone, and he's going to have another touchback. And that's a weapon, again. I mean, they always start at the 20-yard line with him kicking unless there's some wind.
There's a lot of teams, I think, would love to have him as their kicker.
Yeah, yep. So with 5 minutes to go, just under 5 minutes to go, we got 57-13.
Northwood will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Yep, 20-yard line, but
20-yard line, excuse me. They're huddling up with the coach over there. I don't know who's going to be in for them.
Well, they'll have their backups in again. I would say it'd be foolish to risk any injury if you're Northwood at this point in the game. Let the clock run out with giving your JV guys some JV game tomorrow morning, but they're going to play a little JV time tonight too. So it looks like newcomer is going to still be in there. No, he isn't. That's going to be somebody else. We got to get a number on that, and that's going to be
8.
Handed off there.
Number 8 for Northwood is Cooper Wins. Yep, he's a freshman, 5'10", 145-pounder.
Yep. So getting a little bit of action tonight in varsity football. Probably a third-string quarterback. Maybe play some JV for him.
Northwood does not have a freshman team this year, which is
neither does
unusual
Wawasee,
for them.
and that's something we probably ought to talk about here. We've got to kill a little bit of time here in the last part of the game, but a lot of area teams are not having freshman teams, and you just wonder what's happening there, if it's just a lack of interest or what. But all right, so Northwood's going to run Sellers again. Sellers was the one who scored a touchdown last time, and he runs again hard to the right, gets 11 yards, comes across the 31-yard line. Northwood first down on that play. Just simple handoff to the right, and good 11-yard gain for him. Northwood deliberately calling plays. They're not running super fast, and that's good. Let the clock run. But anyways, there are a lot of teams locally that don't have a freshman team, and some of it is just a lack of interest. There's a lack of kids coming out to play.
There's just not the numbers out, and part of that could be, some of the brain problems, surgery or brain injuries with football. That some parents aren't letting their kids play anymore.
Yeah.
And got a Warrior down on the field.
Yeah. And my wife would tell you this, that I'm a little over the top sometimes about things, but you sometimes just need to tough things out. Yeah, you could be injured playing football, but you can also be injured walking across the street.
Yeah.
So
can't live this life.
No,
in fear.
you can't. And I would hate to see a kid, and it's happened. There's kids who get injured in high school football, and it affects them the rest of their life. But nonetheless, it's a small percentage, and
we had a kid in high school at Richmond High School. His name was Stiglman, and as a senior, he was paralyzed from the neck down, football injury, and it's tragic. But the kid said it after it all happened. He said, he'd do it again because he loved the game.
Yeah. So Hagen Slusher was the injured Warrior on the field. He comes off under his own power. It looks like he'll be all right. Loss of 1 on that play as the Warriors got good penetration as Wines or however you say his name kept the ball. It's going to be in a shotgun formation with 3 minutes and running on the clock. They're going to hand off on a sweep play to the right, and it's going to be taken down for another 1-yard loss by the Warrior defense. Both teams are running back up, so if we don't have numbers and names, we apologize for that.
84 Alex Walker's a 5'4" sophomore, 142-pounder. Got a final from Valley over Whitco, 48-14.
Valley gets their first win of the season.
Yeah.
We know they're happy about that.
Memorial and Plymouth are in overtime.
Gotcha. Sellers gets the ball around the right-hand side, and that's not good for the Warriors as he's still on his feet, and he comes across the 40-yard line. We know he's fast. He took that one to the house last time, and that one was 3rd and 12, and he gets a first down. Wow.
Another good young back coming over at Northwood.
What is Sellers? He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Wow. 5'6", 131. Not very big, but, man, he's fast.
Yeah.
He is fast. Runs hard, too.
Clock ticking down to 2 minutes. 2:03, 2:02, and counting.
Yeah.
Northwood patiently waiting for the play.
something we haven't seen all night. The quarterback goes up to the line like he's going to snap it, but now he's back in the shotgun formation. So many teams these days run that shotgun. It's almost it's
a rarity to see him behind under the center.
And at the high school follows college. And what's unique, though, is that a lot of their pros are in the shotgun too, but a lot of these quarterbacks coming out of college have to learn how to take a snap because they haven't done it through high school and college, and they hit the pros, and they want them to be able to come under the center some. So it's rare on that. Northwood got about 4 yards on that last run play. Again, slowing things down. They're running plays with the play clock under 10 seconds, and 1:13 on the game clock, 57-13, game well in hand, Northwood up. Wines is up and hands off. And, that's going to be about a 6-yard gain to the 50-yard line.
21
for Northwood.
Josh Miller, 5'9", sophomore, just about broke that one.
He did. He did.
Clock's under 50 seconds. And as the clock runs down, it's fitting that this one comes to an end.
Yep.
Weeds
so
will take
3rd and 1.
More snap here.
Should be the last snap of the game as it's 3rd and 1. He's going to keep it himself and run to the right side and go across the 50 to the 49
Still
to the
going.
48. Still going down to the 45-yard line. Whistles blow. The play dead. First down, Northwood. They're going to move the chains with 18 seconds, wind the clock, and that'll be the last play we just saw of the game right there.
Well, you got a little trip this weekend out to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And your Buckeyes are playing at TCU. What's your prediction?
Well, I never root against. I never pick against my Buckeyes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Buckeyes are going to win that one, 35-21.
Hey,
that's a good TCU team.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This will be the last game before Urban comes back, right?
Yep. Yeah, it will be.
We got a final here at Warrior Field. It's the Northwood Panthers come in and handily handle the Warriors 57-13. Warriors will be in action next Friday night at Plymouth. Play the Rockies.
They're in overtime right now. Good game with
Memorial
up there, and we'll probably get an update on that one when we get a chance to. So let's take a break. We'll be back with the post-game show here on Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse. Offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse. Offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse. 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Post-game show here at Warrior Field. Northwood Panthers come in and handle Wawasee 57-13. Number 4 team in the 4A state showed exactly why they are that team, Jamie.
They are a very solid team, well coached, and even though they're not as big as maybe they normally are, just a really talented team. And they don't ever rebuild; they just reload.
Yep.
And they've got some fine young players that we saw tonight here in the second half that'll be coming up to fill those voids next year for their graduates. So,
believe it or not, it was 8-0 after the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was a tight game early. Obviously, they were just getting going. They scored right away in the second quarter, so it's a little deceptive. It was 8-0 because they scored first or second play of the second quarter. We actually it was 14-0 at that point. Andrew Hepler then took the next kickoff back 98 yards. Excuse me, Dylan Hepler. I said Andrew again.
Yeah,
wow,
Dylan Hepler.
That was my fault. Sorry, Dylan. Dylan Hepler took it 98 yards for a touchdown and made it 14-7. But really, from that point on, it was
all
Northwood
Yep.
and they scored a lot right in the second quarter, racked up 22 points, came out in the third quarter, got another 22 points, and then that fourth quarter
And
just really took control of things.
all the things Coach talked about in the pregame came to play tonight. I mean, penalties, turnovers, small things that become big things.
Yeah.
And until we get those fixed, we're going to struggle.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, this was kind of what we expected. I mean, when you're looking for your first win and they're undefeated, you just want to see if you can play hard. Everything's got to go your way, and not everything did go our way. So, again, you go back and regroup. Next week we travel on the road, head over to Plymouth. Plymouth, we just saw won 29-28 over Memorial in overtime.
Went for two.
and won it with that. So, we know Plymouth will be a solid team next week. Let's see if the Warriors can rebound and see how well we can do. We'll be back here in a couple of weeks for the Warsaw game. You'll be back here maybe on your own. I don't know. You're going to be broadcasting with somebody. I'm out of town that day, and I won't be able to do it. So you're going to find somebody. So maybe throw Mr. Van Loo up here or something. We'll see how scared he gets if he wants to. Mr. Huffman or something like that.
My buddy Bill Lance to come give me a hand.
There you go. That'd be fun.
Mr. Peschel, my cohort in geometry and construction.
Oh, somebody's got to want to do this gig.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to experience this.
It's
they
a
really
blast,
do.
and it pays really well.
It does.
So.
It does. Yeah, we just appreciate the opportunity to broadcast. Great job back in the studio doing these things, and we will come back and wrap things up after this one final message on Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster, offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster. 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort, located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The Waterfront Restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Foyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Foyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Foyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, power chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626 or online at goshenhomemedical.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoon, Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. Online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Jamie, the Northwood Panthers came in and scored early and scored often tonight en route to a 57-13 win.
Pretty much what we expected. We were hoping for a little closer game, but our guys keep fighting and keep battling, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and we're working toward getting better for the tournament.
Yep. So tomorrow, Jamie, I get to travel with our ag department. I'm along as a chaperone. My son is on the team, and I'm going to the National Dairy Judging Contest in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not a farmer,
yeah,
and I don't think you are either.
No.
But my one son, he loves animals, and he's got into the ag program. They do a great job here at Wawasee, and that's what we talk about, a lot of experiences for our kids. So he judges dairy cows, and they won here in the state area, and they get a chance to go to national competition, and there you go. So I'm road tripping.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. Get a chance to visit Gettysburg, so that'll be kind of fun.
That'll be cool.
Well, anyways, we appreciate everyone joining us on tonight's broadcast, and we especially appreciate our spotters, our spots that we've had tonight from our sponsors, Northern Lakes Realty, Pizza King, Syracuse Glass, State Farm Insurance, Agent Dan Buckman. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you doing that, sponsoring us. Lake City Bank, Chubby's Pub and Grill, Brook Point Inn, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Pilcher Shoes, Oakwood Resort, Shop Off's Drive-In, Foyle Plumbing, Goshen Home Medical, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Sox Marina. Appreciate our guys back in the studio, Phil Huffman and Jeremy Van Loo, out here working with us. Austin wasn't, but Austin Vitor was here, and Kalina Chupp was also out here. Thank you so much for all the work that you guys did. Appreciate you joining us for Warrior Football back in 2 weeks with homecoming. Good night, everybody.